Heidi ho, neighbors. We're back in the deadly savage lands of Rift's Earth. Today, we are going to be heading back with our Legionnaires to New Durango with Minnie Thetford in tow, who apparently has some sort of knowledge or skill that may assist the Legionnaires and her ex-husband, Percy Rich, dealing with the E.D.E.N reactor deep beneath the small city of New Durango. Last time, our heroes had made their journey to Black Mountain, found Minnie Thetford, convinced her to help, but she wouldn't leave unless they dealt with the mountain giants that were camped north of town, who took it upon themselves to be throwing rocks and attacking people because they were very, very hungry. And humanoids are about the only food they could find at the time. So they took care of that, beat the crap out of some giants, killed one of them horribly, and convinced the rest that they would suffer a similar fate if they didn't move on and find new hunting grounds. We will pick things up now as the group is traveling back east along the Great Trade Road towards New Durango, hopefully in time to save the town. So, while we're journeying back to New Durango with Minnie Thetford, what would you like to do?
We are going to ask her many questions about this E.D.E.N reactor because it's such a curious device. And, like, how does it work? And I will probably have to do speak languages, right? She probably doesn't speak.
She does not speak Elven Dragonese, that's for sure.
No, so I will speak languages to ask her questions. Is that good? Bad?
That doesn't look like it's high enough.
I mean, I'll try again. Concentrate.
I'll do.
Okay. So that's a success. So I just waited 6 seconds and tried again. So
Sure.
halting English, but actually no, I'm fluent. I just don't speak with any sort of accent or slang. So
Yeah, it's good
might
enough.
go over my head. But...
You don't know super complicated words, but
So yeah, what kind of kind of forces are you dealing with, and like were there any sort of fail safes? This seems like I mean, obviously it's causing problems, and there seems to be some sort of reason for these problems, and what kind of knowledge can you give me? And he's trying to be he's being very curious, almost pesteringly so.
Well, from the limited documents and rumors that I have heard over the years, the device was meant to find an unlimited energy source, and that they may have been tapping into parallel dimensions to harness that energy. Other than that, I don't know a damn thing. We're going to find out when we get there. I don't even know if I really can help, but I have a pretty good feeling.
Well, I gotta say, ma'am, that does not fill me with resolve to get this done, but I don't want your husband, or ex-husband, I'm sorry, bringing any more stuff over from other dimensions. It's clearly causing some instability in the region.
Yeah, and I have absolutely zero knowledge or experience with parallel dimensions or dimensional travel or anything of the sort either. You would probably need a shifter for something like that, and that's not me. But don't worry, I have my own talents.
When she says that, I'm going to do an exalted detect to see if she's got. I don't think I've actually given her the hairy eyeball.
The hairy eyeball.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the presence. But I am going to do exalted, so I'll have to focus on targeted time. Ooh, I got the raise, so I know. I know everything.
about her aura and her ability, like arcane abilities.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if she's got active powers or arcane abilities, if she's a supernatural creature, if she has enchantments, if she has PPE or ISP and other information.
Well, she
And
just...
when used on a supernatural creature, a raise would reveal, like, you know, susceptibilities, weaknesses, but, like, I'm guessing that she's probably not, like...
She's human. Just a plain old human. No, not a supernatural creature. No insane arcane items on her person. She's got a small ISP base. That's about it. Like 10 points.
Okay. So
That is it.
You would be fairly impressed. The fact that she's, you know, gotten this far with seemingly skill alone. Like, that's not bad. And then after that, he's just going to look out the window and look at things and make sure that they are what they say they are for, you know, 30 seconds or so.
Yep. As you look out the window, as the vehicle is climbing the top of a fairly steep hill, you see some bright reddish-orange furred creatures swinging between trees across the road.
Oh, wow.
They're maybe like 3.5 feet tall. A tail that splits into two near the end.
Well, those are... I would curiously ask, any of you see... anyone else see that? Those?
I will... Mary definitely saw it since she's driving.
Are we dealing with Kitsune?
What's that?
Are we dealing with Kitsune?
Nah. No Kitsune.
Fucking illusionist.
But she at least saw them, so I would just kind of shrug. She doesn't seem to think that they're, like, too much of a threat, so I will just kind of shrug. You know, it is the Wild West, and I'm
not
a very...
the necromancer that says kill everything else everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. She's generally only concerned with things that are threatening. Like...
Very well. Anything else that anybody wanted to discuss or ask Minnie before we get to our destination?
I suppose we ought to ask, does Mr. Rich have any powers or abilities we ought to be aware of? He seemed pretty normal while we were down there, but he did seem to use some mental abilities I couldn't quite pinpoint.
Well, I would recommend, if any of you all are prone to any kind of psychic or magical powers, don't try to start a fight with Percy. He's what they have called nega-psychics.
Oh shit!
You're likely to have very little effect on him. He'll shut you down pretty quick.
What was I on tackle 4?
Well, in my limited experience, those fellers can still be cut in half, so he shouldn't put up too much of a fight.
I would, yeah.
He's kind of a coward, though, so I don't expect him to get too involved in the fight himself unless he absolutely has to. That's what he keeps his bodyguards on hand for. I don't know who's got working with him.
We saw
these
them
days.
too.
I don't. He changes them out now and then anyway. Finds ones that are most loyal and the most powerful, and that he can pay the least for.
What are the chances that we have some, like, No, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Starting fires in an enclosed area is probably a bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I forgot that you guys still have to breathe.
I don't.
Okay,
But
I forgot that
but I
half
am
of us still have to
flammable.
breathe.
He's very flammable.
But I'm very flammable.
Yep. Nope. Never mind.
All right.
So glad you remembered that.
So many hours down the road later, you see several hover bikes heading down the road, opposite direction, away from New Durango, down the road, going pretty fast.
Could be trouble.
You know what, Fletcher? I'm like, while we're traveling, I might actually be getting myself sort of readied for the turret. Like we never have anyone up in the turret manning the railgun, and while Fletcher's not good at shooting, like being in the turret is a good way to like be able to jump out quickly without opening a door.
Oh, actually, we usually have the mummy in the turret.
True. Well, I mean, yeah, but like
That's what I thought.
he might be kind of a scary thing right now if we're trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, like I said, it's easier than opening a door for me.
Okay, so you're manning.
I'm not actually manning it. I'm actually more or less just sort of chilling in the turret, letting the wind blow past my face.
Gotcha.
But if it comes down to it, like that's where I am.
Okay. A little farther down the road, you see several ground vehicles, cars, and small trucks, also driving away from New Durango.
Uh-oh. This is quite a lot of traffic on the road today. I don't recall
Is it
this
going
many people
towards
leaving
Ninja
when
Mine
we
or
left.
just sort of like away?
No, that's away because Ninja Mine is like, only a couple miles outside of New Durango, and you guys are still probably 20, 30 miles away at this point.
Could be we were too late. Who knows?
Little lady, you might want to step on the gas.
Just because I'm the only one that knows how to drive doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Do you want to step on the gas, or do you want to just drive normally? Because if you want to go a little faster, you'll probably have to make a driving roll.
Well,
You've got the bennies for it if it goes bad.
yeah, I do. All right.
All right, let's. No, it's a nice, pretty decent road. I mean, it's not like paved or anything, but it's well traveled.
Remember, you got your handling. You got +1 handling.
It's as good as you find it in.
Yeah, it's good enough that there's no penalties of this driving roll, though. But
I get a +1 handling roll.
Yeah,
you said that's fun.
Yep.
Yeah, from the truck itself. Yeah, that's just sort of like part of it.
Sweet.
It's not coming through.
My computer is very slowly. I don't know why. Oh.
If you have a bunch of PDFs open, closing those and then reopening might be a good call.
Oh, there we go. Hey!
Hey, you made it. All right,
Both times.
you pick up the pace a little bit, and don't manage not to hit anybody else who seems to be heading down the road here.
Oh, that's good.
Because normally you would see some, obviously cargo trucks and things like that moving stuff down the trade road, but there's just a lot of just like civilian vehicles. So definitely something's going on. Yeah, as you get into town, there's definitely a lot of people. Looks like they're packing up their things and throwing it in their vehicles. Others are.
Looks like the evacuation finally ended up happening.
Yep. Exalted Conceal Arcana. Okay. You are.
Yeah, I only got a success, but I was casting.
Check all the magic. All of it.
No, I'm concealing. I'm hiding myself.
Hiding.
I'm hiding. Like I'm trying to not. I'm since everyone's running, they're probably suspicious of everything.
All right. So to get to the road that gets to Ninja Mine, you actually have to kind of go through the west part of town and then it kind of loops up through the mountains up to the northwest. So you're kind of backtracking, but it's not a good way to get straight there without going the first. Another thing you notice is somebody like looks down, looking at their arm, and they're like, "What?" And it like bursts into flames, and they're like trying to pat it out.
That's new.
Like and other people like back away, and then like his whole body gets into flames, and he's like, then he starts like walking towards people, like look like he's begging, "Please help me!" And then some other people just shoot him so that they don't set them on fire too.
Oh,
Well, that's
Lord.
just insane.
That don't seem right at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to avoid getting ourselves caught on fire, for sure. Fire was a bad idea, as you guys duly noted earlier. I'm glad I didn't bring kerosene.
Mm-hmm.
Spike
It'd be like a bear dance.
Spike remembers the feeling like he was burning on the inside too, so
Mm-hmm.
Although apparently turning yourself intangible is quite effective.
True.
Mary speeds on through, gets to the road going northwest of town to head to Ninja Mine so you can get down there as fast as possible because things are
Are we
clear.
going to actual ninja mines, or are we going the roundabout way?
Probably the only way.
That is a good
You're
call.
probably going the whatever way that you know how to get there before, which is probably going through that other line because you haven't been through Ninja Mine to know how to get to the lab exactly.
Oh, that's true. We wouldn't know how to get down to the secret area.
Yeah. So best to
From
take the
their
route you
front
already
door.
know.
Looks like everybody's emptying out of town anyway.
Wouldn't you, after witnessing the
Spontaneous combustions, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's what we tried to warn them about.
Yeah, and there's
What the doc told us.
glowing lights in the sky. It's,
Okay, things have gotten drastically worse than it was before.
Yeah. So the energy apparently is definitely leaking out even more so than it was before.
We were gone a day, 2 days at most. Fuck.
I mean that Percy Rich guy, he seemed like a scumbag. I mean, he is Monty Burns. Like
He's a Monty Burns type.
he totally is, and I mean,
He must have known we were going for help.
All right.
He told us to go for help.
Let's have a survival check to navigate the mines. Make sure you find your way back properly through there.
I'll lead the way.
If somebody wants to.
Because you have survival.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, you find your way through. You walk past the mining ghosts again and don't bother them this time. And they leave you alone.
I'm still curious, but I hold my curiosity in check just long enough.
I gotta step aside real quick. We'll be back in a second.
Alrighty. Is anything else anybody wants to do before we actually get into the old pre-risk laboratory?
Essentially right before we walk in, I'm going to do elemental manipulation. And I'm gonna poach three hits. I'm going to take the 3 power points that Spike has to help power it through the siphoning. You can do it as a free action as long as they're within your smarts and willing.
Yep. And we've determined.
So it just offsets the cost. It drops the cost from 8 down to 5.
Okay, we'll see a roll.
And this will be for minutes. I will have the trick. I will have the fatigue that will only trigger on a trick that's relevant, and I'm also doubling the range.
Okay.
Oh, does Minnie
So
have
it's a
any
basic
comments?
success. It is strength of a D6.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I use the arcane skill to perform the trick, but if I have to do like, a push or something, then it just has a...
Yep. If it's actually using some force, we use the strength roll there. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else anybody wants to prepare before we walk into the reactor room?
Well, if I had arcane,
If Brandon isn't here, he might want to like boost some traits for some people.
And
you might want to do that too, like now granted, like now that we know he's a nega psychic, can I make a common knowledge roll to figure out if I know anything about nega psychics?
I think that would be a cult roll, wouldn't it?
Or would that be a cult?
They're not super common. You could cult would be a better roll. Otherwise, it'd be probably common knowledge at -2.
So I don't really know much about these guys. So I'm just going to assume that things aren't going to work on him because that makes sense from what she told us.
Will you be bringing the mummy and Garfield down with you?
Okay. Garfield as my ride.
Okay.
She did get a raise on her occult roll. Mary
That was the only knowledge thing I got, really.
And at a D10, that's pretty brutal. That is pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, it's one of my 3 things I need for
right.
crafting.
You're right. So yeah, what would he know? What would she know about nega psychics?
One thing is like one of the problems with nega psychics is they can't even benefit from positive powers on themselves from other people. It's much harder, so they're resistant to arcane effects, but that includes even things that would help them out. And yeah, they can have an innate ability to basically dispel things without much effort, like automatically interrupting before something goes off to try to dispel it before it even happens.
Oh wow, that's brutal.
Well, sounds like we ought to use just regular old weapons. Miss Thetford, you got any kind of protection on you?
Me? Well, I got this here little Wilkes laser pistol just in case, but I don't expect to see me in much of a fight.
Well, I don't want you to help, but I don't want you to get hurt neither, so you just keep your eyes open and your trigger finger ready.
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe we'll be able to get through this without fighting. Mary,
I'm going to
sarcastically.
Yeah.
She doesn't believe it.
Well,
I'm going to assume that the mummy still has the railgun. I'm going to assume that the mummy still has that, probably just slung across its back.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there guns blazing myself, but I think at least the mummy should look threatening, because he may be able to try to dispel it or like knock it out for a while, but like it looks scary.
Okay, we can bring the mummy.
Like, who knows? If nothing else, it adds another target. Like
Right?
it's a target, and I mean, if it gets knocked out, well, you could probably walk over there and spend 5 points to fill it and start it back up again.
Yeah, that's true.
True enough.
Like if it gets knocked out, I mean, you can still spend the points to fill it up and get it going.
Might get a raise.
And heck, you could just raise it temporarily. I mean, you could raise the mummy itself temporarily without using the amulet at all. Just using, the spell.
It would probably be easier to use the.
You know, like you could raise the bodies of the dead that we're fighting. You know, I think your necromancer code would allow like to raise the bodies of people who are trying to kill you, to defend you. Like I think that would probably.
If I spend the 2 points to cast the quick dirty divination.
Sure, yeah, but you know, like
an innate thing, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's enter there with our best smiles on. That includes you too, Mary. You do your best, or pull the hat down farther. and Miss Thetford, we'll let you lead the way. Your ex-husband, I'm sorry, I know I made that mistake before. He's expecting you. So I think you ought to lead the way. We'll be right there behind you. And let's do our best to handle this without any shots fired if we can.
And we are utterly horrible at talking to people.
Yes. And I realized that I never created
Although Spike, are you back, Brandon?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you wanted to do boost trade on people, it might be good. Like.
Okay, what needs boosting?
Anyone who could persuade. I mean, like, I think our problem right now is persuasion. I've got intimidated a D4, so I mean, like, boosting my intimidate to potentially a D6 might be. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking outside the box, but like, whoever's doing the talking, it might help them.
So boost midnight.
Hear it?
Or sure, yeah, boost her. That'd be fun.
Who knows?
Boost her persuasion.
I mean, it only lasts for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth
probably won't,
burning through your PowerPoints if this does turn into a shootout.
You know what? I am going to, like, as we're kind of going in, I'm going to cast Speak Languages on myself and Spike so that his psychic switchboard can speak all languages.
Okay. We'll try at least.
Yep, so that's just basic, but it's Spike.
Okay. So there won't be any language issues in here, and we'll go ahead.
Always good.
Let's go ahead and jump back into the lab.
All right, we're here. Yes. Oh, Minnie.
She marches in here and is like, "Well, now, Percy, what kind of mess did you cause now?"
We found her, Mr. Rich.
I see that. Well, good work on you.
I would very matter-of-factly point out that people are starting on fire in town.
Yeah.
People in town are beginning to catch on fire.
Yeah, I am aware of the situation above. Thankfully, I've received word that people are starting to pack up and get out of town. Good on them.
Well, that is good for them, sir, but we can't very well let you destroy a whole town over this here energy generation you're trying.
Well, hopefully, the good lady here is as good as she used to be and can figure out what we need to do to get this thing under control.
I hope so as well.
She walks right up to him. He steps forward a little bit towards her, and she stares up at him. She's maybe half a foot shorter. And they just kind of stare down at each other for a sec. And then she kind of raises her hand with the back of her hand near his face, and it's kind of vibrating a little bit, twitching a little bit. Yeah, I'll save it for you for later. What's going on over here? Move it, gentlemen. Back off. And she walks over here to the front of the machine and
Please kill each other later.
she starts taking a look at the device. What do you guys want to do?
Well, through the mind link first, just to our group, I'm going to say, if she can't get that thing under control, we might have to be the ones to shut it down. I know she don't want to, but everybody up there's getting sick and now starting on fire, and we can't have that. So
Well, I
keep
think
your
they
eyes
stopped
open,
being
everybody.
sick because Spike stopped being sick when he started lighting on fire. So, on the plus side,
Did we just lose Adam?
I think we might have lost Adam.
I think so.
He did say, though, I think he was going to say, on the plus side, we know that if you go intangible, it may send you to another dimension, but you're cured of the disease. Or something like that.
At least it did last time.
Yeah.
Right, but he
One,
was
who's to
also the
say
one
it's
that
even
had to
in
bring
the
you back.
series either. Like, yeah.
Adam, can we hear you?
hello.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Looks like we're all good.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I mean, I'm going to just be kind of exploring like I did before. I'm going to be looking for differences in, the flora and fauna and just the environment in the area.
I did not update the map, obviously, but yeah, there's a few different new plants or some that aren't are smaller or different, but it's not very much. So there's been
Okay, so it's mostly the same. But there has been some some growth or transplantation.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so I'm just going to be wandering around. Again, yeah, I'm just going to wander the.
Okay, midnight.
I think I'm going to stick with Minnie, half as protection and half try and make sure she's doing what she said she was going to do, pestering her a little bit.
Okay. Right now, she's just kind of looking over this little control interface at the front and some of the gauges. And most of them are like analog, like there's a couple little digital readouts, but most of it is just lights coming on or like gauges, like a speedometer, just a little bar showing the levels of different energies coming out of it. And she's just kind of staring at it. Hasn't touched any of the controls or anything yet. Spike, what do you want to do? Anything in particular?
I'm a little. Since the last time I tried to do anything in here, I popped into a negative dimension, and that was weird. Not cool weird.
That was
boring.
Yeah. One of you got a phobia from that. Who was that?
That was me.
That was
Yeah,
him.
Fear
I
in the
got
dark. Yeah.
nyctophobia now.
Yeah.
So I was very uneasy going through these tunnels as well.
Yeah. That was not the most pleasant thing.
So
So now you really like sunlight because it's the opposite of dark.
yeah. So I'm very trepidatious about doing anything in this place, and I'm going to tell my commanding officer when we get close to it. I thought I was going to be cool, but I'm going to tell Midnight. I got a bad feeling about this.
Mary, you and your pets,
both.
what do you want to do?
Uh,
Did we lose you again?
I
Okay, no, you're
cannot.
I hear him.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
It just
Okay.
did that weird fade out thing where it sounds like it's cracking up and disappearing.
I don't have the best connection here. Living out in the boonies.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot help with the thing, and I am pretty much here only for violence if such thing becomes necessary. So
Okay. You're just
come
gonna-
over here again.
Are these
not
pillars like
try
all
to-
the way up to the ceiling? Are they like support beams?
Yes. They are support beams, yep.
Can I try to see if I can figure out how many of these I need to take down to bring the whole thing down?
No.
I'm not going to do it. But Fletcher is curious. He's looking at all options, and he's efficient. You know, the easiest way to destroy this thing would probably be to just like cave it in and hope we can escape.
Probably going to need academics of some sort.
Okay, I don't have that, and
I will not help you.
Yeah, and I honestly, I'm not going to ask the rest of the party. I'm just going to like daydream and continue to look around the perimeter.
Maybe it would work, but I have no idea.
I mean, it's one of those deals. Fletcher knows, like, Fletcher is self-confident enough to know that, like, if I could take my dragon form and I get my big ass claws, I can totally tear through those.
I mean,
lickety split, but you know, it's a matter of how many. You know, can I do it in
maybe
two?
if
Could I
you
do
were
it in
able to
one?
literally nuke this room, that might cause the least amount of fallout. Ironically,
It might,
but
actually.
if you can't literally vaporize the entire, machine and everything.
Well, who knows what the machine's made of, though, dude? That might just make it.
That's why a nuke, nothing short of a nuke.
Okay. Well, Percy kind of comes over, he's got one, and tells these other useless scientists to get the hell out of the way. And he comes and starts looking over Minnie's shoulder. His Altaran bodyguards obviously come with him. They never seem to stray too far from him. He's looking over her shoulder and like, go on, do your thing. And that's when she slaps him with the back of her hand.
She was saving it.
Yep.
I mean,
Hand that thing cocked and loaded.
she deserves a Benny.
Right.
That was perfect.
Character.
And after she gets done slapping him, then she also says, find yourself a mint. You've been drinking again.
Ooh, harsh burn, sick burn.
And he kind of mumbles. Probably Midnight can hear it, but nobody else can. Well, he can probably, if Midnight sort of lets that go through the psychic switchboard. Percy kind of mumbles to himself, like, "Oh, I've been under a lot of stress with this thing." So justifying why he's been drinking a lot lately.
Oh, we should probably tell them the fact that we actually did contact the Tomorrow Legion to get a can't get a walker here. You know.
Yeah, I mean, well, we sent a telegram. You know.
Yeah, we sent a telegram.
Equivalent
Don't
of,
know
yeah.
if they'll actually send anyone.
Yeah, who's to say it'll get there in the next year? Like, I mean, it might be in an empty satchel that the next party will come across after the TPK.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. Find out what happened to this party and why the town of New Durango is no longer here.
Anyone that goes into it just lights on fire.
Yeah. All right, so Minnie's like, she takes a deep breath and she slowly reaches her hand out and just gently rests it on the control panel, not touching any buttons or any knobs or anything. And then her body kind of convulses a little bit. and she grimaces her face, her eyes squint, and you see some struggle. And then she pulls her hand away really quickly. Okay, this is I don't think this is what the designers had intended. They had no clue what they were doing. They peered into the abyss, and the abyss is now peering back.
That's oddly poetic. I wonder if that's ever been said. Fletcher thinks to himself.
Percy's like, "Well, Minnie, that was a little cryptic. You got anything more to go on?"
I have to agree.
And then she looks over at Midnight, and she says, "Do you have guns too, Midnight, or just like melee weapons?" I can't remember.
I think I gave my gun away. Let me check.
He sold his. You had a submachine gun, but you sold it.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I do have a laser pistol. Yeah.
Do you have any visible weapons on you at all?
Yeah, I have my Techno Wizard longsword.
Okay. She looks over at you, Midnight, and says, "If he starts talking again, you stick that thing right through his skull, all right?"
All right, madam.
And he's like, "Whoa! No need to get carried away. I'm sorry."
Step a little closer.
And he steps back and to behind the two ladies. They do not move a muscle. They just tighten their chests up a little bit.
I'm still leaning against the pillar, checking it for stability. So I'm not paying attention.
Then she.
That was.
Go ahead.
Well, that escalated quickly.
It sure did. All right. Yeah, she goes in and she touches the console again. Doesn't seem quite as painful this time. I think she knows what she's in for this time. And she's 20, 30 seconds pass. Does anybody want to do anything?
The only thing I can think to do is try and drain it, but I don't think it will do anything.
Or worse, it will do something horrible.
Yeah.
Right. But otherwise, I don't know what to do with this thing.
Right.
I might say to Minnie, "Look, ma'am, I know you wanted to use this for nice, clean energy out here, but I'm afraid it's out of control. We got to find a way to shut this thing down before we blow this whole town to smithereens."
She does not respond. She's still in some sort of trance.
Only really do it.
Uh-oh. Do I touch her? Of course I do. I'm overconfident. I think I can snap her out of it. I grab her by the shoulders and try to yank her back.
All right. You yank her back. She comes out of it. She looks at you. Is like, "Do you want to go join Percy over there?"
Ma'am, I made a response. This thing looks out of control. We got to shut it down.
Well,
No.
I'm trying to figure out how to shut it down without, killing everybody here.
Well, I appreciate that, but I do have to say it sort of looked like you were just staring at a wall there.
Sorry about freaking you out.
Not wrong.
Let me finish here.
Forgive me for misunderstanding, but please shut it down.
What I'm guessing that we may have an issue shutting it down, but let me finish investigating. And she touches it again, and she's in the trance for another minute or so. And then she steps back and like, Well, I think I understand how this device is working. I know the sequence to adjust things. I could shut it down. I also believe I could stabilize the device so we wouldn't have to shut it down completely. Either one of those, there's a slight problem though. This device, as seems to be, is tapping nearby dimensions and using some sort of method to convert neutrinos into a usable form of energy, colliding them together and such inside this device, which exists not only here but in several, the way the machine tells me, pocket dimensions.
Is this an interdimensional neutron?
What was that?
Is this an interdimensional neutron collider?
I mean, it's
Something
kind of
close.
like, it seems like a particle accelerator that just accelerates it between dimensions, kind of. Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. Basically.
Like it's like an interdimensional hadron collider, kind of.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
The problem with shutting her down or rebalancing is that there's an issue with one of the pocket dimensions. There's a clog of some sort in there, something that's holding it way farther open than it should be, and way too many neutrinos and other subatomic particles are coming through. I would guess that's what's causing all the issues around here. Extra energy radiating out of here that the machine can't control.
Well, ma'am, I can't say that most of that didn't sound like gobbledygook to me, but I'm going to stick with shutting it down.
Yeah. Well, in order to shut it down, we got to get rid of that clog.
Well, I suppose if anybody can flush it out, it's us.
What do we look like, the Mario Brothers?
You know,
Well,
while
you
this
look
was going
vaguely
on,
like a piranha plant.
yeah.
True
Oh my
that.
god.
Well, anybody have?
None of us know how to do dimensional travel. That is a slight issue.
Well, sounds like this machine might do the traveling for us, but I don't know what we're going to run into.
The machine can only tell me what it knows. It doesn't have the right kind of sensors or analytic capabilities to know what's actually causing the clog. But I do believe I could get you into that pocket dimension, find out what it is, and take care of it.
Can you get us out after we take care of it?
Good.
Well, if
What I
that
heard-
as long as that pocket dimension doesn't just collapse in on itself, I believe I can get you back out.
Oh, goody.
I'm immediately suspicious.
What, would you want to act on that suspicion?
I mean, no. Like Fletcher respects the chain of command enough to, like, instead of voicing it in public, he would just, say to Spike through this, through the psychic connection, like, I don't trust that, and just assume that Spike will pass that along if necessary. But yeah, I do not. That's or actually, it's not I don't trust that. It's that didn't sound very comforting.
I'm pretty overconfident, so I'd say, all right, ma'am, we'll go. You bring us back before that thing collapses.
Yep, he's doing it,
And then we
whether
shut
it's the
this
right
whole
idea or
sucker
not.
down.
So, for being overconfident and not thinking through how dangerous this might be, Midnight gets a Benny. Fletcher will also get one for being extra suspicious.
incredulous, man. Always incredulous. This lady's totally gonna leave us there, but that's okay. We're bad at like Midnight found his way from one dimension to another at least once because he's not midnight, he's high noon. So, and honestly, Fletcher's the only person who hasn't been to some other dimension or pocket dimension. So you know what?
It's time to
He's
join
curious.
the club.
He's curious, yeah.
It's not nearly as fun as it sounds.
Well, you know, I guess find out.
All right, so she says, I believe I'm going to need you to stand, and she kind of points over right about here. That looks like a good spot. If you could all join over there. Mr. Scientist gets the hell out of the way. He doesn't want to go to a pocket dimension.
All right. I know this is going to be scary, Mary, but hold on.
Scary.
It wasn't that scary. After the first day, it wasn't that scary.
Scary Mary is her nickname.
Mary.
All right, well, I'm sorry, are you guys all coming? Is Mary gonna leave?
Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah, I'll probably have to leave these two, Garfield and Mumsy, behind, because last time we got disrupted just from the transfer.
You gonna leave your summons behind? Or are you gonna try to bring them and see what happens?
You could leave the mummy since you don't have the mind link, and then try to bring Garfield. And we could
try to bring Garfield.
We could maybe bag him up if we lose him.
Oh yeah, we can just bring a duffel bag.
Well, I mean, I do have the bag that no longer has all of the gold and silver in it because I gave it to the guards the last time we were here. Yeah, so I've got a duffel bag that'll maybe fit the cat.
I'll be riding Garfield.
Ride Garfield into battle!
Yes!
Or into just complete obliteration. You know.
Yeah, one of the two.
All right, I assume you're coming, Spike.
Oh, yes, I'm coming. Sorry.
Well, if it's anything like
my
last time,
character.
things will be a lot slower on our end.
I am very cautious, but I am also very tripping. So
Hopefully less dark also.
So she lets you all get gathered over there. She touches the machine with one hand, and then her other hand actually starts manipulating the controls for the first time. Hold on to your butts. And
and before I can even say what does that mean, we transfer, and as we get there, I would say, what does that mean?
Oh shit!
I'm like, I don't have a butt.
So you are in you find yourselves very quickly in a fairly dark area. You appear to be, you feel like you're standing on some sort of solid ground, although you can't actually see the ground. There's little tiny pinpricks of light, like tiny stars, but very few, off in the distance. And there's bluish orbs kind of floating around above and beneath you and around you. And in front of you, you see, against the already kind of darkness, a large, shadowy creature of some sort with multiple arms and legs, kind of floating like a giant shadow spider in front of you.
Ooh, y'all, I was not prepared for this.
So,
and
it's dark enough
meadow.
you can see each other. There's some sort of mystical light that you can see each other, but it is also kind of dark too. So it's enough that it's going to trigger your phobia of darkness. Spike.
Oh no!
So are we actually suffering any darkness penalties, or is it just sort of like a present darkness that's not really interfering with our sight function?
Yeah, it's not interfering with
Okay.
your actual sight or anything, but you can't make out anything besides the things that you can
that are
see.
there.
They're
Gotcha.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. There's no like surfaces or anything that are reflecting any light or anything. So, probably for a short while, if you start moving around, we'll probably to treat it as difficult terrain since you can't actually see what you're stepping on, and so you're.
Is there like
So until you get used to the fact that there is no real solid ground, but there is at the same time, movement's gonna be a little hard. Flying would be a little different. So if you start flying, you'll probably not have that problem. But
yeah, I'm
and the big giant spider thing kind of takes a few steps towards you. These orbs start kind of floating around.
Oh god.
The ones that are on this level
I like
on
try
the map.
some sort of like occult roll to see if I'm even potentially capable of comprehending.
Before you do
what we're
that,
up against.
Sure. We're gonna have everybody make fear checks.
Fear checks.
Of course we are.
And the penalty is 2, so don't put a minus in when you run the fear. But yeah, it's.
What does the phobia do for me? I forget.
It's additional minus. It's a minor phobia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's an additional -1 to all your rolls while you're in the presence of the thing that scares you.
Yep. I'll just put a -1 on my mind.
Okay, so I'm good.
It's just a
barely.
I'm going to use a Benny since I got one.
It's just a standard fear check.
Fear check, but
2.
then just put 2 in the modifier.
Yeah, put a 2 in the modifier.
Should I have got infection last time?
Fuck me.
I forgot.
I am fine.
I don't think I was giving you conviction for that.
Okay.
I think everybody's getting one definitely if y'all survive this. Save the town. So Mary's good. High Noon is not after the Benny. And Spike's got the additional.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight it.
So what is it? -2, right?
Not minus.
Well, like when you put the fear
Right,
check.
but I know, but the
2.
penalty was -2, right?
Yes. Yeah. Plus then it becomes -3 with.
I still have a fucking 7. Even with -3.
The -3, you still got it. So the only fail I've got is midnight, right? Are you gonna go with the failure? All right.
Yep, I'm not gonna fight it.
All right, and put that 2 in there as well on the fear table.
Rolls a nat 20, dies immediately.
13.
13. What is 13?
So you
Mark,
are
stunned in some sort of
cosmetic physical alteration too. Like, but you're stunned to start with.
Stunned is not great.
No, stop at the end of each turn or beginning of each turn. I forget. It's. Yeah. I'll look at stunned. But you immediately drop anything that you would have in your hands, if I remember correctly, and you're more or less not quite prone.
So
but
you're
close.
distracted. You fall prone.
Hey, monks.
Can't move. Take
can't
actions.
move.
Don't count for gang up. You're subject to the drop. And yeah, you'll make
at the
bigger
start of
rolls.
the stunned character's turn. So once you start a turn, you'll get to make a vigor roll to shake it off.
Yep.
Okay.
You are no longer stunned, but you are distracted and vulnerable. You remain distracted and vulnerable until the end of your next.
All right.
So we can figure out some way to do that.
All right. So the creature forcibly enters all of your minds and says to you in whatever your native language you're most familiar with is. Release me. Release me. And he gets to make an intimidation roll against all of you.
Sure.
And then we're probably going to be drawing cards probably after that.
Roll another spirit. I think spirits.
So.
The clog.
The clog. Wow, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so spirit roll, right?
Yep, he's intimidating you to try to either
So
make
yeah,
you
we're
distracted or vulnerable.
opposing the 8. We have to go oppose the 8. He's trying to make us vulnerable. Unless he gets the raise, then we will be distracted.
Ooh.
Well, I guess a raise on us, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
If he went with the raise, there's also
low.
shaken. No, actually, yeah. So he's going vulnerable and then shaken if he's got the raise.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
So I'll take vulnerable, but I'm not shaken.
Yeah. It only lasts like a round, right? Or how
It
long
lasts until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Oh, bitches! Oh,
Oh
God!
my god.
You got it. Even with the fear, even with the phobia affecting you.
I even got a 1 on my net, but that wild card died.
You are the wild card, dude, and I'm you're the wild
was,
card, man. You're the wild card.
So the end of our next turn, which is right now.
Well, no, we basically draw cards. We do this turn as vulnerable, and then you actually have to basically spend the turn vulnerable, unless there's some reason for us to essentially skip a turn. You know, like
Right. Nope, we're gonna go right into combat.
for example, like if someone had like Danger Sense or Sixth Sense, maybe you can maybe say, okay, you have a chance to do a defensive option before. Okay, you're just gonna unvulnerable, but.
Midnight needs a new card. Do it for quick.
Was that to my first card or second?
That was your first card. It's probably going to be your card because your second one is a 7.
Hey, I could always draw a joker. Always a chance.
Well, yeah. The clog. Oh my.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's clogging things up. All right.
Oh, I was thinking he was a wooden shoe.
That's still a clog.
Okay, so the clog will be going first.
Of course he does.
This thing is counted as size 10.
Okay, so that's huge. It'll be +2 and that's +4 and -4. So nice.
For you little guys, yeah.
Yep, that's the scale. Yeah.
We're all bunched together. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let me double check all of his abilities here. Okay. Very good.
I mean, if he wants us to release him, why is he attack? Like, don't
Right?
say release me and then try to rip my face off. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's like
give it.
that's negotiations 101.
Dick move.
Right?
Negotiations 101. You don't come in trying to rip people's faces.
I mean, yeah.
Or the
You tone of voice that you're talking to me. It's all wrong.
That was medium burst template, right? Yes. All right. So, shadowy tentacles reach out from him, and a mass of them come down and hit everything in a medium burst template, which is all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So -4 to actually land on target, though, because he's so much
Please,
bigger.
this.
Yep. Scale. Yep.
Double ones, come on.
Modifiers -4. There we go.
Yay!
I will use one Benny. No, let's not. In case I kill you right away, let's not use it.
Yeah, you do have an.
I've had a knack of for Hef's attack. I'll reroll that. Everybody dies. Let's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like the bennies as the GM to keep things like alive.
Yeah.
You know, like
I like him for. I like him
It's
best.
nice.
I like him better for like puppet and things like that, not for damage.
That is
Attack.
yes.
Yeah,
Unless
'cause
they're
the
struggling for a
exactly,
while,
yeah.
then maybe.
Chaos powers.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if you're doing like rolling rocks down a hill, like I'm okay. Like, you know, that's more. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So.
So
Okay.
whether it matters or
Well,
not,
dude.
you can get cover behind these little planetoid objects. These are the ones that are kind of on your level,
Oh, but
wow.
they move.
and they kind of move around. And I will move them randomly
Yeah, I'm
every
going.
round. But
I'm
you're
gonna
able
be
to get
hiding
cover behind
behind
them if you can get behind them and stay behind them. So.
I'm still not exactly sure what to do. I am going to delay until after midnight and then decide what to do. Unless midnight tells me to do something, at which point in time, I'll do what midnight tells me. or whoever else. Fletcher's really indecisive. This is kind of weird. Like, this is real fucked up, guys.
Yeah, this is
You guys have been in other dimensions. I was not expecting this. I can tell you, I was expecting a lot of things.
It was not this.
Definitely not this.
No, I did not expect this either.
All right, Fletcher, what would you like to do against the clog?
I'm going to delay until after midnight because, like I said, I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm not in charge, and I.
Right. Oh, I hit Control H instead of just Shift H, and I opened up my browser history.
Hmm.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Hold. Midnight. The clog is here.
I suppose first things first is try to shake off some of this stun, right?
Yes.
At the beginning of your, I believe yes. Let me check.
Yep. Beginning of your turn on stunned.
At the
Bigger roll. Yes, sir. Hey, you are no longer stunned. You are still distracted and vulnerable. Ending at the end of your next turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
rough.
Coming from unstunned is really bad, but it's not as bad as being stunned. So
Yeah.
you can still do
Take
stuff.
a few steps forward here, sort of get in front,
Okay.
and then cast a big old bolt at him. See if that does anything.
Cast a big old bolt. How much you want to pump into this thing?
I'm just gonna spend. It usually costs me 1, but I'm gonna spend 2 for 4d6.
4D.
5d6 with a raise.
Now hit him with like 50 damage. Come on.
Yeah, right?
Just end the
We'll
fight.
see if anything happens. And strangely, when I attack, I notice that the color of my lightning bolt is different now. Much darker than it was before. Almost like an indigo instead of the brighter blue it was.
You do have +4 to hit.
Yes.
Oh,
We'll
shoot.
offset the 2 points from the distracted. But if you just click your distracted tag,
so he
you will
just
have
hit
that
it.
in automatic.
So he just hit it with an 8 then? So
Yeah,
raise?
so that is a raise.
Yay!
Oh, hooray! See what happens.
See if a psychic bolt even does anything to this thing.
Oops,
So
I took
it's
it.
26.
That's a decent amount of damage.
You did 33 normal damage, lightning.
Uh-huh.
It just sort of goes around him. It seems to do nothing.
Cool. Well, now we know. And then I guess I get 2 actions, so I'll cast Deflection.
Oh, you would have had to declare that ahead of time. Oh, you got a free one.
Sorry,
You get a
I
free.
will-
You do get a free one anyway, so I'll let it slide this time because you normally get a free one without anyway, so without penalty. so.
Right. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I should have.
The raise.
All right, so additional 4 to penalty to hit you.
Yep.
Okay. Fletcher wants to go now then.
I'm gonna delay. I'm gonna see if I have no idea. Fletcher's never been in another dimension. These guys have. So he's curious to see what they're gonna do.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't mean to move that.
I will. I will attempt to cast speed on all of us with exalted quickness. And then I will use my second. And then I will like to cast boost everyone's spirit.
That sounds a good idea.
Okay.
So you're gonna take the multi-action on the first one in the hopes of getting it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do the greater boost.
Okay.
So exalted quickness on everybody at a multi-action.
Did Garfield? I forget. Did Garfield make it in?
Yes.
Yes.
Garfield is
And
in.
so 1, 2, 3, 5 people. So that'll be +4 for more people, +4 for exalted quickness. And I'll go ahead and drop an additional +2 to give a +1 for this to balance out my nyctophobia. So it'll be the normal slow speed +10, so 12.
12 points. Okay.
Yep.
If it goes off.
If it goes off, right. Otherwise, it's just 3.
Yeah.
So I'll take off the -1 for that for this round.
Alrighty.
And 10. I'll take 10.
We get the raise, so we don't have to roll on run dice.
Nope.
Yep. So
Doesn't matter.
everybody has 3 actions with no penalties, and
Ooh.
including Garfield. So 58. No, 48. 48.
Now, no multi-action penalty. You get to do
Oh
your.
shit! I forgot to add the -2 for the multi-action penalty, but that still gives me.
That does.
It does still give you a raise. All right. Fantastic.
So now this one doesn't have the multi-action.
Correct. Yeah, this one
So
doesn't have.
don't crit fail.
Yeah, that would be bad. So that's the
A greater trait for spirit.
Yep. So that'll be 2. I believe the mega adds 4.
Mega adds
Yeah,
2.
+2. Yeah, so it's 4 all told.
4 plus 4 for additional recipients, so 8 total for what you wanted to do.
Yep. And
Make it a clean 10 for a +1.
and I will put Shroud on everybody.
Ooh, nice.
Oh. And we'll be fine. I'll do that. +1 for Shroud. So 11 at the right. Or no. It was
Okay,
8,
I will have
9.
to. Like, how is the shroud on the boost trait being?
Yeah,
trapped?
you're right. It doesn't
Doesn't
trap. It
thematically
doesn't
work.
trap.
Yeah, it doesn't trap.
That's fine.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, let's just add the +2 to add +1 to the roll to make it an even 10, as you said. So this will cost 10 if it goes off, and it'll cost 3 if it doesn't.
Sting spirit.
Which 3. I get a free reroll.
Free reroll.
I'll take that 12.
Take that
The
one.
raise. So our spirit is raised 2 effective die types, and we get a free reroll per action on spirit.
Yep. Does that include fear checks?
Yep.
I
Cool.
would say it does, because that's a free action.
All right. Well, and I'm still kind of scared, so I'm just gonna kind of stand next to to midnight some more because he's got a glowing aura. And he seems to know what he's doing. We subtract 10 from.
Hey, Fletcher, you want to go now or still wait for?
I will wait for Mary. Again, I have things that I can do. Oh yeah, I better put some boot on there with 5.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so please track all of your own effects and timing. Or I will lose track.
I'll just leave the boot and the spirit are at the same rate. Actually, we're at 10 for the haste because he's got concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For both, yeah. So. Yep. So those both last 10 rounds before I have to. Or.
So I'm going to have Garfield carry me the fuck into cover.
All right.
That's a good call.
He can move real fast now.
Yeah, even through difficult terrain, we can still move at our full pace with a run die that has no penalty.
Yeah, and he could get to this area with just the run die. So.
Okay, cool.
He is the cover for the love of God, and then Mary is going to cast Protection Deflection on both herself and Garfield.
You're casting both protection and deflection? Or
yeah.
Okay. Multi-action, but you don't have to worry about because
the
speed. All right.
Because of speed.
You can all
and you can do additional recipients too. So that all squares.
Yep. I just checked that, so yeah. And let's see here. Alright, and so casting. Going to do the greater version of both of them.
Okay.
Because why not?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the greater protection does. I assume it just increases.
I believe it's
protection.
very similar.
5, 6, and then 8 with the raise. Yeah.
You could do the toughness version because toughness toughness can't be pierced. I mean, granted, I don't know if this guy's got armor piercing. I don't know if this guy's got a body.
The greater protection would be nice because it'll give you MDC armor, which you don't have normally. So.
Yes.
Yep.
True.
So if you do get hit, you won't be taking gritty damage at least.
That is definitely true.
You don't want gritty damage.
So, casting roll. Actually, wait, no, I have 3 actions, don't I? 3 actions.
Yep.
I can just.
Good 3 actions.
I guess I'll use my last one to do greater boost trait strength on Garfield.
Strength?
Yeah, because after this round I'm going to send it to attack the thing.
Yep, and do more damage.
And those will be my actions. Yep, because damage has always been his problem. So, first things first, this will be deflection. So, casting roll. A regular deflection. I'll take it. And then protection. So, casting roll.
Hey, that's a raise.
That.
On the greater, that's 8 MDC armor. That's pretty badass.
Yep.
Woo!
And then raising strength is 5. But I get a free reroll for that. So
yes, your necromancy does. Yes, that is one.
There we go.
The raise, nice.
You have 5 rounds of MDC armor.
Yep.
And deflections.
Yep, base deflection, raise MDC, and raise boost trait.
Uh-huh.
All right.
That was a good combination.
That should help out some. And Fletcher at the end here. You could stay on hold and get new cards next round if you wanted to, but
no, I have 3 things that I can do. I mean, I got 3 actions I can take.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would at least through. Is the mind meld still holding? And
yeah.
has it, like how long were we in? Also, how long were we in the what's it called in that room before we
10
teleported?
minutes, maybe.
10 minutes. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to because I had 8. Okay, still got speak language for Spike and Fletcher, and I still got my elemental manipulation running at triple range, doing some other things. What would you guys like me to do? Like, I'm kind of tempted to try to just go up and attack it, like go full size and try to attack it, but I don't know if I can.
And they don't have a lot of time
also
to tell you
considering,
anything, but
yeah, I'm gonna try to occult. That's
probably a good idea.
I didn't put any penalty in there, so you can add whatever penalty you think is necessary.
So that will get you a basic success. It'll give you some info. It won't be a lot.
That's cool.
You could try to. If you're happy with that, I will proceed.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
All right. The base, you can tell this is definitely some sort of like minor alien intelligence of some sort.
Oh God. Okay.
And likely you're gonna need mega damage to hurt this thing.
So what I'm going to do is
see if there's anything else I want to tell you on there.
Oh, okay. Well, like before, like because I'm gonna do like I can do innate expanded awareness. I can do that as a free action. So I'm essentially gonna do that to see if I can get exalted presence sense on it. Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily know any weaknesses, but I would be able to see what kind of supernatural creature it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I would know our active powers and abilities, type of supernatural creature, enchantments present, PP and ISP, and other information that would be defined. I also have I'm essentially ignoring any sort of illusions or
okay. The
darkness that would obscure my vision.
This thing,
at least for 5 rounds, I'll put that on. For 5 rounds.
It's very hard to for your mind to comprehend what's really going on here. So you, it's kind of overwhelming.
Sure.
So you're going to get glimpses and half truth maybe about because it's just so insanely powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Things man wasn't not meant to know, but you can see with this that it has some sort of non-Euclidean form, which is
gotcha.
So it's it's not completely in a normal 3-dimensional space, which is basically why it's MDC, because it's not fully material like matter.
Yeah, it has to be disrupted with more than just conventional means.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's effectively just it's the trapping on its MDC armor is that it's and embedded toughness is it's not fully matter. It's not necessary you're going to need magic to do damage to it, but if you're doing either magic or physical to it, it's you're only hitting part of it because it's not all fully in where you can affect it.
Okay. So I know what I'm going to do then.
You also will probably get the idea that it's, and I'll just tell you straight, it's got the hardy and unstoppable traits.
Okay.
So a second chicken.
And its scale huge, so it's got 5 wounds.
Yeah, it's gonna have 5 wounds.
You can only deal 1 wound per turn.
One each attack.
Or one wound per individual attack, and it can't be shaken.
Second shaken will not wound it.
Or it can't be wounded on shake. Yeah.
So even if you explode on damage, max you can do is 1 wound at a time, and you've got to get through 5 if you're gonna defeat MDC.
Well,
You need mega damage.
Though, Spike has biomanipulation, which may actually be able to affect it since it's like sort of psychically reacting. Like he may not be able to do damage, but he could fatigue it. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Theoretically, yeah.
And I'm going to give you a note. I'm also going to give you a notice roll.
Okay.
Because it's very faint, but it looks like it may be somehow connected to these orbs moving around it. You're not sure if it's he's affecting it or they're affecting him or vice versa, or if he's drawing power from it or
I've got exalted detect. What am I detecting from the orbs?
They're not supposed to be there.
They're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. For whatever that's what you get out of it. And they're not supposed to be here. I mean, you kind of get the illusion of every once in a while, like invisible, like arcs of energy that reach out between the two, and of course it's like lightning in a way, so you can't tell which direction it's going.
Okay. I asked a lot of questions to this lady about how this worked. Would I be able to conceptualize enough to consider if these are maybe the manifestations of the neutrinos and he's essentially sitting in the hole? And rather than them sort of like going through the hole, he's like, would I be able to gather that from the various things I've collected?
I can't tell you one way or the other. I'll leave that up to you as a player to decide if you think that. Unless you want to make a science roll. Unless you want to make a science roll at -4.
No, I have no science, so it'd be at -6. I'm not a man of science, so I'm going to go big.
Okay.
And send this guy home. I have 3 actions. I am going to, in a very deadpan and totally not epic way. I'll reset my I'll reset all of my points on that one in a minute.
Okay, I got your PP or whatever down to 5, like your other tokens. Already.
Cool, yeah. Actually, that's hooked to ISP.
ISP, that's the ISP then. Whatever.
Then PP, I think I've got 8 or something. Yeah, so
I should link those to a different bar on that at some point for you, but I'll put that on the GM layer.
13 PP, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to, and I'm going to attack him twice.
All right, let's switch out here.
Actually, I'm going to blast him with my toxic breath to see if it works, and then attack him.
Cone of toxic breath.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
I can do. I have the 3 multi-actions to do it. I'm close enough that I can use my supernatural flight to avoid any sort of ground, but it doesn't matter. So yep. So I change. I'm not going to get any bonus or penalty to the toxic breath. It just either works or it doesn't.
Okay.
So I'm close enough to cone him.
Yep.
That's just a basic success, so he needs to make a vigor roll at just vigor or be paralyzed, although he might be essentially immune to the effect.
Yeah, he's too big to move out of the way. So he would not get to evade that.
Well, there is no evade. It's actually like just a vigor roll.
Dragon breath. Dragon breath.
It's a toxic.
Yeah, but dragon breath is slow enough to allow evades. So.
I don't think this one does. Let me check. I don't think this one does because it's not damaging. I'll check. It's in here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Royal Frill. Oh, breath weapons. It's Savage Worlds.
Yeah, breath weapons.
Yeah, okay. It's probably under the breath weapon. But cool.
But he's too big to be able to move far enough away to not get out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter here. So he's making a vigor roll.
Oh yeah, you're right. Cool. Good call. Well noticed. That's a good one. I'm gonna add. May be evaded.
All right. You said vigor roll. Any
yes,
penalty?
and I did not get a raise, so it's just a straight vigor roll.
Okay, straight vigor roll.
Or he will be paralyzed for 1 minute.
No. Well, that's
Oh, he doesn't have penalties to that either.
Oh
Like,
no, so he actually got a 12.
Yeah, he's fine. He's not affected by that at all. He's totally unaffected.
would he have been affected anyway? We don't know.
You don't know.
We totally don't know. But I'm gonna charge in, and I'm going to attack once with my keen claws in the hopes that
And you
if I
get
go
a
out,
bonus because he's so much bigger than you.
I get a
Not
+2 to that.
+2.
So it's
definitely a raise.
Does it have to make a fear check to his dragon form?
Does he?
He is
I guess.
fearless.
I mean, I would definitely
fearless,
be.
So.
He's fearless.
right.
Okay, so yeah. So I got 21 damage, armor piercing 10.
Armor piercing 10. That is
Yes.
His armor is 10, so he has no armor. That drops his toughness down to 29.
Oh my fucking
Yeah.
29.
You know what?
29.
Like a boss. Reroll damage. Fuck, 28. God damn, that's
it's so
just
close!
brutal.
Oh, he was one away from shaking
You
him.
have a conviction? God damn it.
That might be beyond. This might be beyond us.
Yeah.
We may
It's a
have no
puzzle box.
potential way to do anything against it. Like we may have to seek out an alternate methodology to get rid of this thing because. But that's the only reliable mega damage attack we have.
Yeah.
Well, you can always. I mean, any of that magical damage stuff can be bumped to mega damage for extra power points.
But you can only do armor piercing 6.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you're gonna need to explode or find some.
Yeah,
some
we're
clever
gonna have to
attack.
find an alternate way. Maybe I can keep it busy, but like.
Well, maybe let's try destroying these orb things.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm just like, huh. So these
Like,
things
all
are
city
interacting
is
with this
here.
thing.
Well, y'all get a Benny because Midnight just got a Joker.
Okay, cool.
So that's helpful.
We're gonna eat it.
Wow, the clock got a queen, yet we still got 2 better than it. And our Mary got a jack, although.
Well, you get and then get the 10, so that's still
10.
pretty
I was
good
like,
for her.
can I get another Benny? No. But yeah, that's pretty good, yeah.
How many fucking bennies? You have 5 fucking bennies and 2 convictions. Jesus.
Yep.
And
all right, little girl.
Everyone is invulnerable by now, I believe. I don't think anyone is distracted or vulnerable. I think Midnight, you're still distracted and vulnerable until the end of this turn, right? Because you unstunned last turn.
That's at the beginning, so he went through a whole turn being both.
He did? Okay. I think we should all be done with any of the initial nastiness.
I believe so.
Hooray!
Oh, wow. Midnight, you're the boss.
Well, first thing I'm going to do is activate my aura. I'm going to spend 3 power points to make that mega damage.
Okay. This is your damage field or your protection deflection?
This is damage field.
It's damage field, right?
The damage field aura, yeah.
Yep. Make that mega damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, basically, if you're on damage, you're gonna have to explode, and then you will get one wound when you do. At the current state of affairs.
With what we're doing, yeah, I think the silver ball, like, it might be worth trying to kill, or maybe you could drain these these balls. Maybe you could drain them.
I was gonna try to attack first, and then possibly try something different.
I'm gonna roll a D8 for this other ball 4. So down this. And some weird gravity effect pulls Mary and Garfield along with it.
Yay!
Mary Arkham. Ooh, I didn't know it came with carnival rides.
Then with my next act, okay, so I'm going to...
Oh, you can also stay on hold too, like.
Yeah, you don't have to
And
go right
jump
now.
in at any instant, essentially.
Yeah, you can interrupt in the middle of the clogs doing something.
And you get a +2 to all of your trait rolls and damage rolls.
So, if you wanted to wait, you could.
I don't think I do. I think I want to come over to this neutrino. I think I can make that. Should I cast fly first? To be sure. I know you said walking or running.
Oh, you don't have to cast fly. You can just fly at your pace plus up to. I mean, you would take the penalty from running on flight. The speed would only affect your land pace, but
yeah,
right.
So yeah, speed only affects your land pace.
So...
What is your fly rate right now?
12.
12. So that's you can get. I mean, if you're flying, you can definitely get over to that ball that Mary's hiding behind. No problem.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll take a swing at it with my Techno Wizard longsword, and I'll try to drain it after that.
You do have a third action you could potentially do.
That was his putting up the damage field.
Oh, turning on your field, right? Sorry,
yep, that's an action.
I forget that one is an action.
Okay, and I will spend a power point to power the sword.
All right. It has all of its effects now for, was it five rounds, I believe?
Yep.
Yeah, so that would be +4 to fighting.
Yes, because you got the +2 from the joke.
Overall.
Yep.
Okay.
Should be all right. This thing has a parry of. This thing will have effectively a parry of 2.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's raise.
So that's a raise.
Okay, and then I'll add another D6 to this.
Yes,
nothing.
because of your lightning field, your electrical aura.
That's a pretty sad roll.
Yep. Not great.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
15 damage.
Okay.
With armor piercing 6.
Oh.
It now starts to generate electricity. Ah!
And now you're going to potentially try to drain it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that will do anything, but...
you only need to make a
We'll give it a
roll
shot.
to... you'll reach out to drain it. There's nothing in the way that you can drain.
Nothing I could feel. Okay.
Nope.
When he does that, do I see any change while he's doing it? Like, I do have my exalted detect on still.
Make a notice roll.
Okay. And I don't have present sense, so I would have to actually have some line of sight.
Okay.
Five.
There was some sort of visual distortion, kind of on that side of his body,
Oh wow!
like kind of a fuzziness, I guess. Like it was even less
Okay.
normal looking, I guess, like for what this horrible thing is anyway. But like there was a visual effect that you could see.
Okay. I would just through the mind link to Spike, I would say something happened.
Yes, indeed.
And then at the end of my turn, my damage field will go off.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
8 probably didn't do anything.
You see no noticeable change, just other than that orb is brighter now. It's putting off its own light, like from within.
Well, all right.
Spike.
Okay. So I can. Shit, how far can I get? Probably not that far. Even with the running die, with this being difficult terrain, I couldn't make it 12 inches, I don't think.
Difficult terrain, no. You could cast fly and then fly. You have
Right.
reaction.
Yeah. That's fine. I will. Let's see. Do I have to roll? Get what the.
I mean, since it's difficult terrain, you're moving at half your pace. You could only get 6 inches on maximum run die if you're just trying to. Or no, you are moving at double pace. So yeah, you could. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
Where's the run die?
By pace.
So that if you're trying to run, yeah, you can move that far.
So essentially doubled, but then halved again.
Yeah.
So 12, you could get 12 in.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to get over to that thing. Close enough, that's fine. Can somebody move me there?
Yep.
I would like to, well, not right now necessarily. I'm going to declare my action first, but
yeah.
I will move, and then I'm going to cast, oh, that was the issue. That's why I was trying to get close to it, because I want to do my own damage field.
Radius, can't you?
Can I?
That's damage field. Greater damage field radius, yeah.
Okay.
You can make it a small blast template.
Am I close enough for a small burst template to hit? I don't think I am.
I don't think quite. So. I think you're just short for that. I will go grab one just to be sure.
Because it's an inch. No, you can't. Yeah, it's not enough.
Okay, then I will simply. Let's see, how far is this?
Well, this is kind of an outside case. You could potentially cast damage field with the hurry. No, hurry doesn't really trap with damage field.
No.
Okay, I would like to cast exalted telekinesis. Says objects weighing 1,000 pounds or more automatically deal mega damage with resist weapons. So if I were to pick you up, Fletcher, and hit him with it, then it would count as mega damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'd probably have collision damage to deal with. So.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I mean, well, no. I mean, for the thought experiment. Basically, if you picked up Fletcher, you would need a D12 plus 8.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
Fletcher would attack with the equivalent of an armored car, which would be your strength value of D12 plus 8 plus D12 plus 7.
Jesus.
And then Fletcher would take at least 3d6 damage every time, which he'd probably be able to flush out.
Probably.
But yeah, he would essentially take ramming damage.
Okay.
At a rate commensurate to the DM's,
And instead, I will cast.
You potentially cast telekinesis to try to crush one of these spheres or something, or move it.
I was gonna try and stab it with my magic dagger.
Ooh, cool.
And I'll cast fuck it. I'll cast deflection, and I don't want so many rolls though. I have 3 moves I can do. Let's go. Let's see. Oh shit. Deflection. And
Yeah, deflection.
yeah, I'm gonna cast deflection, protection, and telekinesis. Trying to stab it. So first I'm gonna. So yeah. Let's go deflection. I'm gonna do greater deflection, so this will cost 6.
Extra penalty to be hit would be great.
Yep. Alright, that's in there, so.
We'll hope.
Jesus, where the fuck is it? Too many things.
What are you looking for?
Just this. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Fuck it. We'll reroll. Great.
It's a raise.
38.
That's
So with the
6?
greater version, that is -6 to hit me.
Plus size from him is -10 to hit you.
Cool. I'm tough to hit now. So that cost me 6. 32.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's -2 to hit the dragon. Like, that's probably not going to be, enough for the dragon to avoid getting hit, but...
So I'm going to do greater protection.
Actually, hey, Brandon.
Cost 4, yes.
You're probably... What's your smarts?
10. D10.
You could be adding me as an extra... Or no, these are probably self. These are probably limited to self.
These are self, yeah.
Yeah.
They are. Never mind. I was thinking, yeah.
I'll take the 11. So I now have 8 points of MDC armor. So it is -10 to hit me, and now I am +8 armor. So.
Yep, and no gritty damage from you from this guy if he hits you.
Yep. So that's neat. So now I'm going to try. Am I going to need to cast telekinesis to start it, and then cast?
You cast it to determine its strength, and then its strength is just you use arcane skill rolls or the relevant fighting / athletics roll, depending upon what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't think he can also then use it this round, right? Because it becomes...
No, it basically just gives you essentially a strength to use with an action.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to actually hit with it this round. Damn.
Not this round, no.
I shouldn't have cast 3 spells then. I should have cast 2 and then attacked with it. But oh well. Then I'll still cast it. And
if you cast with the Exalted, then it automatically is. I mean, it starts at a D12, and then you get a +2 to the strength for each raise. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. All right, telekinesis. How much was the greater? +3. So this will cost. Oh, sorry, my last one cost 4. Got to take that off. So I'm at 28. And then this one will cost 8 more, so I'll be at 20. Well, that's weak sauce. Let's go ahead and try that again.
Hey!
D12 +2.
Mind melter power.
Nah, that's probably good. Okay. So, yeah.
D12
so
I mean, you can pick up and throw up to like 125 pounds with no issue.
Okay.
Up
Can
to
I at least have
250.
Can I at least have it like grab, like unsheath my dagger since
That's a
that's
ready action, sure.
Yeah.
a ready action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I just have this dagger floating in front. Is this a dagger I see before me? It's held toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee.
Well, I got its attention, and you guys are playing with its balls. So let's see.
Let's see what he does.
Let's see how this goes down.
Okay, so he.
I just wanted cover.
I would have probably said very matter of factly in a language that everyone could understand. I thought you wanted us to help you. I thought you wanted us to release you. After he hit us. So it's like, don't want none, won't be none.
Okay, so he's going to do 2 attacks, which he gets a free one because of all his multiple appendages.
Oh, yeah.
No penalties there.
Oh my god, are we fighting the spaghetti gun? The flying spaghetti monster?
I think we might be fighting like this smoke monster from what's it called?
Lost.
No,
Lost.
Stranger Things.
That's the picture. That's the picture I used.
Like the over demon, yeah, or like some sort of like what do they call it? The bishop, like the bishop, I think, is the proto alien that has kind of the weird head like that from Prometheus.
Yeah.
Or the deacon. They call it the deacon.
So he's going to try to bite you with this kind of mouth that you didn't even know it had like a mouth that could bite, but it kind of forms in the amalgamation of what might be considered its head.
He Alucards it into existence, dude.
Yeah, or it was just covered with smoke or something, part of its ethereal form, to try to bite you. And then the second one is going to shoot a blast at it's either Spike or Midnight. Probably Midnight, but maybe Spike. So we're gonna go. We're gonna roll a D. We're gonna do a D3. 1 and 2 is Midnight. 3 is Spike. It's Midnight.
All right.
All right. So we will start with.
I hope I taste good.
All right. -4.
I can only in the end. I can only hope that I tasted.
Only -2 to hit you.
Yes. Because I'm big boy.
That's pathetic.
I'm a big boy. I wear a big
I'm
boy.
glad this thing is utterly terrible at fighting.
Right.
It's a big, powerful thing. It's never had to fight anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And a beam of just darkness, which somehow is visible in the dark. They said the mind can't wrap around what it's
Cast
actually
a
seeing.
shadow on darkness itself.
And
Darkness everyone.
what deflection do we have against Midnight right now to deal with?
Midnight's got.
Hey, darkness is trademarked by Kingdom Hearts.
I have -4 to hit me right
Yeah,
now.
you got a raise. He got a raise on
So
it.
-8
I
total to hit you with the dark ray. You never know.
Fuck you.
Boom!
Oh my god.
Raise!
Holy.
Holy
That was
Boy.
wild.
double
wild.
explosion.
Boom! Well,
And you're like the only person that doesn't have absurd armor now because
Actually,
everyone
I
else
think
armored up.
his electric aura does give him MDC on. Or I
Yeah.
think
that's
that
nice.
might work the same way it works that with
You'll
blast.
need it
it might.
because I have the strangest feeling this thing hurts.
Versus, let me see.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's
provides
not that
6 armor to herself, stacks with protection and natural armor.
It
but
has
not 1
armor piercing 2, which doesn't show up there.
And he did add the MDC to make it do MDC damage. So it is 6 MDC.
Okay.
So yes.
So that would shake me.
That would shake you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, it's like your character meant to
and it
hit
has-
at one point or another.
This ray has a free rate of fire too, so it's going to shoot another one at you.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So this will just be a shooting attack, correct?
It's using
Because
its
rate of fire 2 is still.
It's using its faith skill.
Faith in Begora.
Yeah, no.
Not that
It wasn't getting that miracle again.
That's what it ought to. Not the first time.
Okay. It has completed
Surprise! It can shoot shit.
And then Mary
And
gets
it
to
does
go.
not like us going after balls.
Yeah, I mean this isn't a spider in the basement. Well, I mean it's a spider in someone's basement, but
So I don't think Garfield can actually hurt this ball.
it has
At all?
supernatural. I would think that is. Well, I don't know.
Well, can Garfield
Did
do
we
mega
ever
damage?
Did
No.
we ever
Well-
determine if this
Unless-
summoned skeleton would have mega damage natural attacks?
Unless supernaturally powerful is automatically mega damage.
Nope. It is not.
No,
counted.
that
Then
does.
no.
It counts.
It-
Because I know that was in straight.
In the
with-
old one, it kind of was, but there were still limitations. Like, the dragon in human form has the strength to do mega damage, but he doesn't have, the armor or the bone strength to not shatter his hand every time he punches that.
No, what I meant was basically Garfield's strength is past
Yeah.
D12.
I would probably be like
automatically
it
mega
also
damage.
if you were looking if it was countered with supernatural attacks. I don't know if the zombie or the skeleton powers would, but I would say the mummy is powerful enough to its attacks would count as typed supernatural.
Mummy is magical as all hell. So.
Yeah.
Where
So,
you're still just a
sorry,
skeleton
Garfield, but
or a body, so it's not, even though it's animated magically. It's
Sorry,
not.
Garfield, you are just here to be my ride.
I don't know. You could have him try to attack the ball, but it's already yellow at this point, so maybe.
I mean, yeah, you could
It may
just
not-
start attacking the other balls. You could have your kitty play. Hey, dude, your kitties love balls. Like,
Go get a ball. Get a ball, kitty.
kitty, actually point it at the one that's farthest away, and it will go to the one that's nearest every time. Every single time. That one over there is the one that I want you to get, and it will bring you the one that it already has at your feet. And it's like, no, this is the one that I want. Here it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I might as well have Garfield try to attack this one, along with my own attack.
Okay.
But
I mean, this thing's fearless, but I don't know if it's necessarily like mindless or beyond like powers.
It's clearly not mindless. I mean, if it's speaking
I'll
to
have Garfield do the whole do the pounce thingy with improved frenzy.
Improved frenzy, so that will be rate of fire 3. I think I set that up right on that one.
All right. Let me get the
Does it
+2.
have more than one attack in the rate of fire for that attack?
Yes, it has rate of fire 3.
And is the attack and damage X?
Should have a
Yeah.
little X next to it. Yeah, that's set up right.
Cool. Yeah. So now, okay, awesome.
All right.
It'll pop up a. There you go. So a 5, a 4, and a 5.
It was a parry of 2. So
Wait, actually no, he doesn't the wild card, so he got 2 hits. So,
yes, that's a group crit. Yeah, but it is a parry of 2, so that's 2 hits.
2 hits.
Gets +4 from the frenzy, or from a wild attack.
The leap attack, yeah, the leaping wild attack.
Yeah.
It would have
Roll
actually
damage.
2 for that as well, but I don't think that was going to matter. Yeah, actually, +2 would have made him a raise.
Oh.
It is a wild attack, so he does get the +2. It's just that the leap gives it
Oh,
plus.
it is 4 damage, and that's what I was focusing on.
Yeah, so they are raises.
They are both
Oh,
raises.
there you go.
It's not things like these things are trying to dodge out of the way or anything.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, it is a kitty going after a stationary ball.
Oh, it's moving slowly.
So just roll damage then?
Yep.
Yeah, just do it twice,
And then-
and it's wild on. It'll have the bonus on both. So 16 and 25.
Plus 4 each, so...
So 20 and
Not that
20.
matters, probably.
It's batting that thing around.
20 and 29. Yay! And then I can't actually shoot this one because the ball's in the way. Oh, well.
Right?
Also, something to consider while you're riding Garfield, you will take the unstable
platform to -2 to attack.
For at least
yeah,
for like ranged type attacks.
I guess I'll scramble off Garfield and hide behind this ball.
Okay.
Good job, Garfield.
Cool. Is that it for you then?
Sure.
Fletcher.
Okay. I'm probably going to try to sloth this guy.
Might as well try attack him. Maybe he's weaker now.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering. I do have the exalted detect, and I am looking straight at him. Do I notice anything while do I notice more continued kind of like flickering as the balls are?
Yep. You sure do.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, I got a phone call. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to switch real quick. Let's see.
Tried to kick you off.
Yes, so someone called. I just got a phone call. I am going to try to sloth him.
Okay.
I am going to do the greater sloth with the strong modifier.
You should maybe try attacking him again now. Maybe he's less powerful.
I'm efficient, so
Okay.
I want to sloth him before I attack him. I'm going to
I just mean this round.
Yeah. I'm going to attack him twice, probably. Success. I'm just making sure I have all of this. Total movement.
Sloth him with strong.
Sloth him with a greater sloth.
Greater.
So with the raise, he's vulnerable. And so it's gonna with a success, it's gonna half the target's total action, and they cannot run. And with the raise, it will take an action to move, and he will be vulnerable. And then shaking it off will be at a -2 because of the strong.
Right. Strong, greater sloth.
So that's going to cost me 5. And then I am going to attack him twice.
Then 2 attacks. Sounds fine.
Actually, first I'm going to do a free action elemental manipulation test. I can create flame with elemental manipulation. So I think just creating just sort of some sparks near him as sort of like, kind of a flash in the pan in the face.
Yeah, it's sort of a distraction or, yeah.
I don't know. This will likely not cause the fatigue, but like just some sort of test to make him distracted, to actually distract him.
Yep. Or you could try to make him vulnerable. He's not paying attention to you when you go to attack him later too.
Well, I'm hoping to make him vulnerable with the sloth, and I can't make him double.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And I might want to move. Yeah, and I might basically if I don't think I'm not going to move away. I'm going to stay close. I'm going to attack him twice. But yeah, so I'm going to free action test elemental manipulation. So that'll be this. So he will have to spirit again. Let's see. Well, whatever relevant test to avoid being blind, distracted. That will be his attribute resist.
Spirit is against this magic, so that seems like the right use spirit.
Sure. And
Oh,
he's
not -8, so it's +8.
no, it won't be a -8. I don't think there will be any penalty. That would be a 3. A 3 on the normal.
So
and
that
would be success with a raise. So he would be vulnerable. He would be distracted and shaken with that test.
We're gonna use a
He's
Benny.
gonna use a Benny.
We're gonna use a Benny.
Yes!
And fail.
Okay.
Fail again, and the dice say that he is distracted. Then
Vulnerable.
And shaken.
distracted and shaken.
Yeah, because the raise is always shaken. You choose what the success is, and then the raise is always shaken.
All right, shaken.
So then I am going to Greater Sloth, strong Greater Sloth.
Distracted. Strong Greater Sloth.
With a raise, so he is half pace, cannot run. It takes an action for him to move, and he's vulnerable.
Let's see. -2 to your roll still makes it a raise. For arcane resistance.
Oh, gotcha, yes. So that would be a 9, yes, but that would still be a raise. And let me see. I want to make sure it's not. I don't think this one's. Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. And
then he gets to save at the end of his turn, but it's at a -2.
Yep. So he is slothed as well with vulnerable. So he's distracted, vulnerable, slowed down,
And shaken.
It's a whole lot.
So
of
I'm
things.
going to attack twice and move away since he's all those things.
Yeah. Well, he can hardly take an attack of opportunity.
I could basically fly. I might fly around to the silver ball that no one's got to because they're my friends and monkey see, monkey do. That makes sense?
It does make sense. +2 to your attacks.
+4 to my attacks, scale and vulnerable.
For vulnerable, yeah. +4.
Yep. And I didn't declare wild attack, so I'm not going to do that. I was prudent. Is 7 enough to hit?
That is exactly his parry.
Oh wow. Ooh, 21. If he has lowered his thing
So his
considerably.
toughness right now is 19.
You wounded him.
Yes.
After
So
the
he
armor
is
piercing.
shaken, but he may still be
He's
hardy.
always shaken, but he has hardy.
He is
He's
hardy.
probably
So if he's only enough
He,
to
like
shake
the
him.
hardy may be inherent to his actual person.
Yep. So
That's okay. I can attack again.
Yep. So nothing happened that time, but it felt pretty good in there. Like you got a good. There is some solid matter in there. You felt it. That'll hit.
That's a hit and boom.
Oh! 30? 19,
That'll do it.
19
That's
toughness
usually
after armor
big.
piercing and weakness
Ooh.
from 2 balls being hit.
2 raises, huh?
I mean, but he might still be unstoppable too. Like
So-
he might.
So,
He said he
Yeah,
was.
he's
so as
probably
a
still
hit and 2
unstoppable.
raises would be normally,
Yep.
normally 2 wounds. He will take 1 wound.
Yep.
Jeez.
I would pass that information along as because I can just kind of swoop and
That's
I'm actually going to swoop behind the ball. Sorry, I'm zoomed too far in. Swoop. Unless like one of you wanted me to come to where you are.
No, that felt like a good choice.
Okay. 4.
I feel like we probably shouldn't destroy all the balls. I'm worried that will free him. I will relate to you, Fletcher.
Well, we may need him to be free. He's like Fletcher would relate. He thinks this thing is the clog, and these balls are the neutrinos.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they changed back.
Once we pop him, once he's gone, these things can start sending their energy wherever they were sending it before.
I'm just worried that he told us to free him, and we don't seem to have a way of freeing him, but we have these things that make him more on our plane, seemingly. That feels like something that might happen.
And every time we wound him, it seems, they change back.
Oh, Mary, you had a king, and then you get a 2.
Yeah, that's typical.
Claw got an ace.
All right. Midnight, at least you got a better card, because you had a 2 to start with, I believe. And
Yeah, I saw that. That was not great.
All right. So he's got to go first. He's going to try to unshake.
He probably will.
He did.
Okay.
D12 plus 2 vigor.
Yeah.
This thing is tough, but you got
Yeah,
one wound on it. You got one wound on it.
Yeah. I was considering.
And I mean, he is still like uber slowed.
Yeah, because he's still distracted and
Oh,
vulnerable and
Does he
slow
have iron nerve?
and sloth until the end of the turn.
Yes, and then he gets a chance to he'll the vulnerable and distracted will end at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
But the sloth effects he'll have to shake off with the -2.
Yep.
That technically he won't lose until after the end of the turn.
Yep.
So if distracted, he'll be -4, hopefully.
All right. So he is going to.
He doesn't have any wound penalties. God dang it. He has nerve heal also.
He actually should have a wound penalty, but he still made that bigger roll.
Oh. Yeah, he did.
I just didn't get it put in on the character sheet. Oh, I did have that set up for a bar. Can you see the bar on top of him? The red bar? Okay, then I can...
I can see your outline around him.
Oh, yeah.
But no red bar.
Can't see the bar. I'll fix
I
it.
see a red bar and I want to make it.
Like up here?
I thought it was a red 1 or something earlier, but now it's gone.
Okay, I took that. Let me change this so you can actually see the bar. That's bar 3. C bar 3. All right. Then I can actually update it on here without opening the character sheet.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
All right. That's his wounds. If it gets all the way across, then he dies. It's 1 out of 5 there. All right. He is going to shoot dark blasts. Looks like Midnight and Spike are good choices. And then he's going to... I think he's gonna... Actually, he's going to shoot 2 blasts at Spike, and then move over towards Midnight and try to hit you with a clawed tentacle.
Oh, God.
He has to spend an action to move.
Has to spend an action move, but that's because you got the Greater Sloth on there.
Yes. I got the raise on the Greater Sloth. Actually, he might remain vulnerable while he is under the effect of Sloth, because that's the effect of the raise on the greater part.
So
yeah. He has to take an action to move. He can only move half pace.
All right, so he is not going to shoot the raise there and just try to hit Midnight. Because he gets a free attack action.
But what was the red bar that you were pointing out?
You should be able to see that in the...
Oh, it's right here.
Upper right
corner.
Yeah,
I can see it now. What was it, though?
That's his wounds level.
That's his health.
If you kill me, you wait till my brother midday comes.
All right, so he moves within range of Midnight for his 1 action. Then he gets his free attack to try to hit Midnight with a claw at -8. You never know.
Please don't.
No. You don't want to get hit by him, but it's really hard for him with all your powers and your small size. And you got him slowed down good. All right, so he is still slothed for sure, unless he makes the save.
To -4.
Yeah. -4.
At least for this turn. Next turn it'll only be -2. But
Vigor.
unless one of you distracts him, it is spirit.
Spirit. That's not as good at that.
Nope.
Nope. He is still slothed.
Greater strong sloth.
Yep. At least it works on him.
Greater strong sloth. I was not sure. Like, I figured sleep is probably not going to work well on this guy.
Do we
Yeah,
still have
more
the speed from Spike?
Yes, we do for another
8 rounds.
8 including this round.
Yep. At the end of my turn, 7 more rounds.
Then
You down to
Yep.
9 rounds
I'm
on your
going-
spell, Spike?
Yep.
All right, let me mark that because it still says 0.
I have 3 rounds of deflection left.
Yeah, I guess I've got 3 rounds of detect on left too. I'll change that.
I'm gonna swing at this little orb first, and then come over and take 2 swipes at the big guy, the big clog. Since he insists on trying to swing at me, I'll do the same.
So you were going to do what first? Sorry.
I'm gonna hit the little neutrino
Hit the-
first, or whatever this.
Yeah,
little,
whatever that is. It's a really
Yeah,
large neutrino.
hit that.
It's a neutrino.
Then go hit the big guy.
Hit that. then
You
go-
can attack him twice too because we're still spetted.
Yeah, exactly.
You get.
Cool.
Okay.
He's vulnerable. Plus,
So,
you get +8 to attack him.
So
and I get plus.
he still counts as
2.
vulnerable with the greater sloth still being in effect.
Yes, yeah, because that's the vulnerable is the raise effect on
Yep.
the greater sloth.
Very good.
Yes.
Oh,
And the action
terrible.
for a move
Hey, that
is
hits
the
though.
raise effect on the base.
That'll hit a parry of 2.
Yeah. Oh, did she go through?
That's enough.
So this includes the bonus damage because I get a D6 for my electrical aura,
Got
my
it.
fighting attacks.
All right.
Okay.
And you hear in your
hop
head,
over.
it's like, stop that. Just your head, though.
No.
Nobody else heard that.
And
Yay.
oh no, that's not gonna do it.
That will not do it. Even with a 6
Oh,
from vulnerable.
plus you get +8 to your attack, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
Because
yeah. You didn't
He's
put that-
2 scales larger. He's vulnerable, and you get +2 fighting for your sword
Oh, yeah.
being
So
powered.
you got 2 in there, so we actually need 6 more, which puts it at a 10. It's a
10.
regular hit, not a raise.
Okay.
His toughness is currently, well, let's see. You have AP 6, so he's down.
You will also get your electrical edge or your electrical.
So,
Oh, you're just treating the bonus damage as your electrical.
Yeah.
That's how much it does.
That's when you do. I love it. I love it.
All right. So drop this to. I'll just do it real quick here. And 33 minus 5 is 28 is his toughness. So no.
Nope. Okay. And then one more swing at him.
Hey, that's a raise.
That is a raise with the 11. Just enough.
Okay. And then another D6 on top of that.
18. You're going to need 10 damage on this.
Nope.
Nope.
20 AP.
Is it worth adding a conviction?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
You need how much? 8 more damage?
Yeah, it's just a
Off of
shake.
1d6?
Just
I
a
mean,
shake, and you would need another 4 to cause a wound.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, probably should have attacked this other
That's what I would
orb,
think.
but
Whatever. We
at
can.
least did
Now you're ganging up with somebody else that starts to attack him.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking actually if both Spike and Mary can attack theirs for their turn,
Yep.
I can attack mine and then attack him.
That's what I'm thinking. But once again, I question whether we should actually.
Oh, okay, sure. Take all of them out, you mean?
Yeah, if they all go out, is that bad?
Yeah, that's,
Do you want
true.
just
Yeah,
three
that's
of them
true.
out? I
we
don't know.
want him vulnerable, but does if we can kill 3 of
Two
them.
of them being down was pretty good.
Yeah, so if we can kill 3 of them, my thinking was if I can take out mine, and then Mary can take out hers, then Garfield can go and attack him, and then you can go and attack him, and then you'll have ganging up and all.
I don't know if Garfield can actually harm it. Although it might be weakened enough that it can.
That's what I'm
Maybe.
wondering.
Well, actually, how about this? Have Mary attack and then have Garfield come over to mine. Maybe.
No, again, I don't know if we want to hit all of them. So.
That's true. Yep.
So
No.
it'd be worth at least checking, and then again, there'd be another person to gang up for you.
I figure
Fletcher.
Garfield is going to be the ball fighter.
True.
Garfield can run around and take out.
Well, okay.
Well, Garfield could do tests.
There's that potential too. Or if the two of those balls stay close enough together, he could probably take both out each round and let Midnight just keep swinging at the clog.
True.
Yeah.
Attack one, move to the other, hit the other one.
I mean, everybody has 3 fucking moves too, so.
Yeah, these two are close enough to go. I can probably just have Garfield attack.
Okay, sure. That sounds
Every
cool. Yeah,
round,
I
too.
will. Yeah, so I will delay my turn until after Spike and Mary get to go.
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of my turn, the
Oops.
damage field goes off and does nothing.
Character here.
11. That's still badass, man. Like you're lighting up. You are a light in the darkness, man.
It's true.
A shining light in a world of darkness.
You are a shining light, but you're not like a holy light or anything.
Nah,
No.
you're electric
Just
blue.
an electric blue. I can see
Oh, time to see through me.
all over you, electric blue. Do, do, do. All right, Spike.
All right. I will. I think I'm gonna stabby this thing with my telekinesis.
Throw that
I'm
dagger
gonna-
over there.
So, you
Well,
should just rate like you have that. Do you have the knife set up to do attack and damage?
Maybe.
Because if you temporarily raise your personal strength to like a D12 plus 2, if all you're going to be using your strength for is attacking with the dagger,
Sure.
you know, just give it some temporary die
Either
increases,
that,
and
or
then
I
you
can
just
just fire up a, what is it, D12 plus 2 damage?
D12 plus 2 and a D4 for the knife.
Right.
Armor piercing 2.
I'm so sorry. I forgot that I was shaken at the beginning of my turn. I'm just going to pay a Benny in the
Sure.
turn that I
Oh
unshook.
yeah, totally missed that.
I totally forgot about
Didn't
that.
have your-
I
I
even
didn't-
had it clicked on my character sheet.
Oh yeah, I
but
didn't have a icon on your token. That's how I used to remember. I didn't put that on there.
No problem. That's probably what I would have done anyway. So
Yeah, we'll just say you got a Benny.
Well, I have a quick for damage if you hit with that, so we can just roll that. So you can just don't have to change anything on your sheet. You can just roll your.
Cool. Yeah. Nice.
Roll your
That'll work.
your psionics to control it. Use that as your attack. Seems good. Or are you supposed to use throw it or the athletics?
I'll check. I think you might actually just use either your fighting or athletics. Telekinesis.
Power that I've never taken from my own character.
Yeah. A caster can wield tools, including weapons, with telekinesis as an action. Use the caster's relevant skill when attacking in this way. not his arcane skill. So with the dagger, it would be his fighting attack, or probably fighting. Like, you could maybe trap it if it was throwing, if he's sort of like slinging it around.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Fighting roll.
So
Unless your athletics is better.
he's vulnerable, right? So
He is.
anything.
are you attacking this guy, or are you attacking the sphere?
I'm just asking for the thing in
He is
general.
vulnerable.
So anything. So if I were to target him with a non-damage psychic spell, it would still work for that.
Uh-huh. If he has a save roll. He's
Right.
-2 to his save rolls, yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Cool. I will. I'm gonna stab this thing. I'm loath to even cast a spell because I have so many things running right now that if I were to get a fucking double ones, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
Let me just, I'm gonna stab this thing. So when I declare actions, do I have to declare targets as well? Like, can I say I'm just gonna attack 3 times?
We have not done that. So if you say you're attacking with the dagger 3 times, you can.
As long as the targets that you are attacking are within range and reasonable.
Okay. Then I will attack 3 times. So I'm going to be basically I'm going to be attacking this thing till it's gone, and then my telekinesis has a range of my sparks times 20, or my sparks times 2, so it's 20. So then I could just stay here and move the dagger over to attack him, right?
Yep. I'd say so.
Great.
And he is at, you'll get +6 to that.
Yep.
Cool. Then that's what I'm gonna do. So that doesn't require actually casting any spells. I'm
Nope.
just keeping all the spells I have in motion.
There you go.
So I will make my first attack against this thing. I'm boosting and I used my psionic skill for the fight.
Did you? Mel made you a macro if you just want to roll the macro instead of doing
Perfect.
the other stuff.
Oh, I didn't.
Or he can just roll it.
I'll roll the
basically,
damage,
like-
so don't worry about that.
Sounds good. I use psionics to attack, right?
Fighting.
No, just use fighting.
Just use fighting?
It's whatever action is. If
Sure.
you're using a tool, you use the skill that you would use the tool with.
4.
That hits that thing.
Cool.
And that will definitely deactivate it. Or whatever it's doing. We're calling
All right.
it deactivating. It lights up in bright colors.
Cool.
Then you get 2 more attacks with +6 against the shadow.
Yep, I'm just gonna stabby this thing with this magic dagger.
It's only got armor piercing too, if I remember correctly, because it's just straight dinosaur bone.
Yep, it's not.
For the base.
I'm not actually.
It is magic, and it is made from supernatural bone. But
I'm not actually expecting it to do anything. I'm just.
damage.
Hey, you never know. You could explode.
Right, exactly. I mean, I killed that ghost with an indestructible knife earlier, so who knows?
Fighting
all right.
+6.
I probably won't even hit his parry though.
Oh, it's a 6 or 7 parry, and you have a +6.
Do I get ganging up?
No.
No, you're not adjacent.
Got it. Then we'll just fight. That's definitely not going to be a hit. And
Oh wait, you get a +6 to that, dude.
Oh right, 9.
So
that hits.
9 is a hit.
9 a hit. Hell yeah. Okay.
That's not enough damage.
Nope.
Not even close.
And
Crit! Well, that's not on a. At least it's not on a.
So what is it? Does he fumble the dagger?
Roll, so
Yeah.
Does he just fumble the dagger?
Yeah, and it falls through the quote unquote ground and is lost forever.
God damn it! My cool dagger.
It's gone forever.
Well, see, I got my negative. Are you glad I didn't cast psionics?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Although, I mean, considering that your fighting is only a D4, the chances of you getting a crit fail are a lot higher while you're fighting than
That's true.
literally anything else.
You say that, and yet.
But yes, you're. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, Mary.
Fucking spiking your crit fails. You get more of those than everybody else combined.
I took the bad luck hindrance, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Garfield's first action of this round will be attacking this ball.
Okay.
With a frenzy.
With frenzy, will he do anything else after that?
Because he's sped up, can he just like go around in like a circle to get the pounce?
No.
No.
This is one of his other actions, since he's got the quickness to do, like I said, do a trick on the shadow to make it distracted and possibly shaken.
Sure. I don't know how to do that, but okay.
I mean, you would use like a. It's something you could do with an action, and you got 3, so.
Okay.
He probably still uses fighting just not as an attack.
Probably, yeah. Or in athletics if he was trying to maybe like
jump or climb on it or something.
Yeah.
Distract it.
Kind of. Oh wow.
So that's 2 raises and 1 hit.
Yep.
We'll just
2 raises and a hit.
2 damage in that order.
Yeah.
All right. So then raise 16, 17, 18, 19.
That's enough to.
Don't even bother rolling more damage.
To shake him?
To shake the ball.
Oh, the ball, right.
All right, 3 balls are lit up.
All right then. So and then
Fletcher can't really see what's going on over there.
Although I guess, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do the trick if you want to keep him there to shut the balls down. Because if he gets up close, then he would potentially have to leave combat. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
You have anything you want to do, Mary?
I
already clicked the button, but Mary, do you have anything you
I
want to do?
shall have Mary peek out and hit him with the ultimate bolt.
The ultimate bolt! Make that...
Also known as bolt, greater bolt,
heavy armor,
repeating damage, and hit twice.
I think the mega bolt automatically gets
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that automatically gets it anyway.
Put fatigue on it too.
You probably could, because how is your bolt trapped? What are you throwing when you throw your bolt?
It's a giant sphere of bone.
Sphere of bone?
It would just stick out of them, I guess.
It's necromancy-ish, so I could see trapping and causing fatigue too if you wanted to pay for fatigue. That would make it would fit with that trapping.
So, here. Oh, 4, 5, 7.
You're doing the onslaught
8,
as well.
9, 10 for the piercing. 11, 12 for the fatigue. And is it automatically mega damage because of the greater?
Yes, the greater bolt.
Greater bolt plus 4 automatically makes it mega damage, so you don't have to pay for that at E.D.E.N.
Alright then.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for the heavy.
That's
yeah.
12. Alright, there goes the rest of the stuff out of my phylactery. Hitting him twice.
You shoot him in at +6.
Yep, +6 because of size, and he's vulnerable still.
I mean, you could tack on 3 more points to give it 6 armor piercing.
I did.
Oh, you did?
You could tack on 4 more points to make it +2 to the roll.
No, he can't.
He
cannot.
do that.
That's psionics only.
That's only major psychic specifically. Like that's.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
The edge. Yeah. There's a spot between minor magic and mega magic. Or there's a spot between minor psychic and mega psychic that doesn't exist between minor magic and mega magic.
Understood. Okay.
Okay. Let's see
Adam is
those
going
attack.
to shoot that twice.
Let's see those attack rolls.
And the onslaught, yeah.
So you can get rate of fire 2.
I think I might have set up your bolt, and I renamed the throwing
did.
into your spell casting.
You did at one point.
I think I might have like an actual weapon.
Yeah, it's magic bolt.
Yep, I think if you may have to readjust the damage and the armor piercing, but like yeah, I think it's got this. I think I renamed your throwing skill to spell casting, so it you can actually put just the throwing in there, and it uses your spell casting die.
Oh, it's set up so.
Let's make sure it's the same die. That's true. Have you raised your spell casting recently?
Not really. I think it's always been D10 for a while.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where is the thing? There's the thing. Damage is D6. Yeah, that's right. 46.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where it says spellcasting. It just automatically does spellcasting.
Is it listed just automatically spellcasting?
Yeah. Skill
Okay,
spellcasting.
cool. Well, then if it's got the rate of fire 2 and the attack X, it should work.
All right. And that's
plus 6.
So that's a raise on both of them.
Yes, that would be a raise on both.
All right. Let me just switch this to 5d4 6 then.
No, it has the.
Oh no, we can just add the raise die. It'll just use the raise die.
It always rolls the explode damage.
Oh yeah, you're right. Duh.
Yeah, that's yeah. So it'll you can leave it at the 5 at the 4.
And roll damage then. So it's 12,
So
22.
22 with AP 6. Let me do some math here. So that would drop his armor down to 4. And so it's 33 minus 15. It's 18?
Yeah. Yep.
22 is more than 4 above that, so that is a wound.
All right. And
So
my
he's
second attack.
fatigued too.
And he's fatigued.
Yeah, he put on the fatigue. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it actually works, I mean, like you know.
I put on fatigue instead of doing lingering.
Ooh, good call. That's yeah. I like the lingering though. I like them both.
Lingering is nice.
Did you do the fatigue?
is awesome.
He
Yeah.
did the fatigue, yeah. Not the.
I put on fatigue instead of lingering.
Well, because there's fatigue, and
Don't
the
have
only
that
way to
much
save
mana
against it is to try to make a soak roll. I'm going to try to soak this. That was enough to do 2 wounds. 8 above.
One, right? Shaking out one.
20. He did 22 after all of the armor piercing 6. So.
Okay, so yeah, that's only 1. So because
One.
if
So
I
one wound.
even with unstoppable, you have to soak against all the wounds, and then even if you take multiple, you then.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. You still.
So vigor.
Damn.
All right, so he takes no wounds and is not fatigued, but that ate up another bend.
All right. And now for my second attack.
Yeah.
Huh?
Even more damage.
Let's take that away.
That was 2 wounds, I think.
Yeah. All right, so that's a lot of damage. Don't think I'm ready to waste my last 2 bennies yet. So wait, that's gonna be 2. One more wound. He will not soak it this time. He is wounded and fatigued. We're taking it.
Well,
He's 2/3 dead, or not 2/3, not 2/5. All right. Math is hard. All right, Fletcher.
Man, I wish I had pounce.
I
No, I'm gonna. You know what? Like the wild card being the cooler mind and saying don't destroy them all. I'm going to, I believe, yeah, I can with my doubled. Yeah, I can essentially fly far enough with my run die.
What's your? Go ahead and make your run.
Actually, I can run. I think.
Yeah.
I think I can run to him because I can actually still move on the ground too, right?
Yeah. It's after this round you'll be used to being on what the ground's like and not having.
Okay, no, I gotta fly.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll need to. I mean, that is rolling a 1 on my run die. Is that close enough to attack him?
Yeah. I mean, what's your pace normally? What's
12 flying
12
plus
flying.
the D6 run die because we figured that one out. That's yes.
Yeah. 13.
If that's close enough, then I'll just go there and attack him 3 times.
13 seemed like it was going to make it, right? Yeah.
Fight him thrice, bitch.
Close enough for me.
I'm gonna do a free action to. I'm gonna do. Seeing those bone shards. Man, I don't know.
You got ganging up now too.
I do have the one ganging up. I'm gonna try to distract him again with a.
With a free action trick.
With a free action test again, kind of glitter dusting. Crop dusting with sparks.
Look over here. Hey, I think you did it.
11. So, or no, that's, I don't know why that 4 is in it. The 4 was there for an attack. That's only 7. Spirit. So he has
crit fail.
So he's not yeah, that is a raise. So he's distracted and shaken.
Yep.
Look at the pretty colors. And then 3 attacks. I'm kind of like maybe some of Spike's fear of the dark is kind of getting over me a little bit. So I'm going to wild attack with all of them. I'll be at minus. I will be vulnerable after it. But I'm like kind of getting freaked out. That'll give me a +6 to my attack rolls. And a +2 to my damage. Or no. Yeah, but 2 for scale, 2 for vulnerable, and 2 for wild, and 1 for ganging.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to hit a 7, I would hope. And should be able to hit an 11, probably. Yeah.
So that's a raise.
Yep.
20 AP 10.
All right, so he had no armor because you completely get through his 10 armor. Minus 15 to his toughness set, so minus 20. Why am I not doing math today? Math is hard. 39 minus 25. So it's 14 toughness. You've got.
So I got 20. So I got 1 wound. One wound. I basically got 6 through.
We'll try to soak it. Okay.
Oh, he totally does.
He's no longer shaken either.
Nope. He does have 2 wounds now, though, because of the one before. Not that it would have mattered.
Did it not update his wounds penalty? Interesting. Anyway.
So he didn't take that one. I will attack with my second attack. Getting another raise. I would say that bottoms out the 4 max.
Yep. He's not gonna try soaking that, and we'll just go to 3 on the wounds.
And I'll do the third attack.
There's no way.
That's, I think the 11's a raise. That's
Yeah.
E8, AP 10. 15. 28, 50 is 13, so that's 3.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to soak that many. It's not worth the Benny. So he's at 4 wounds.
I am, let's see, I will go with I'll go with shield cracked for distracted. Or not distracted, vulnerable.
That's why I put the arrows in your back was vulnerable. It looked like
the arrows in my back. Nice. And yeah, so he's shaken.
Okay.
So we got 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm going to say that, yeah, like, we will send you. We will release you. We're working on getting you out of here.
You are working.
Just a few more minutes, sir. We will have you out of here in a jiffy.
So I don't think at the end of his turn I actually tried to get out of the slow. So I'll do that now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was.
Yeah, it'll be at -2 only. He wasn't distracted for that one.
Spirit, she said.
Yeah, spirit. Yep. -2.
Plus all the other wound penalties.
Now
He has minus. He would have only had. He would have only had, I think, 1 or 2 wounds.
He only had 1 wound, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's out of that. He would have been out of that.
Yeah, he made it anyway,
Yeah,
though,
no.
even with the -3
Yeah,
wound
yeah.
penalties. Which that does cap out at -3, so even if he has 4 wounds, he only has -3 to wound penalty.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. That's an interest. Okay, cool. Because that may come into play for me. The dragon technically gets 4 wounds when he's in dragon size.
Yep.
One of the few that actually does that.
Okay, and we got a new
3
round.
wounds with 1 fatigue.
All right. Midnight needs a new card for quick. It's only a 6. So you're about ahead of the clog. And Mary's going down to an 8.
Yay, we're all ahead of the clog.
All right.
Is the priest now or during his turn?
So now that he's in his death throes, because he's almost dead.
Oh no! Yes.
Critical attack.
No, yes. Yes, no. Oh, yes, no.
So, let me roll I roll a D8 and a D6. Roll a D6 for Spike's ball. Goes back to normal. And moves in the direction of 3. Spike, you need to make an agility roll as this thing hurtles towards you.
Oh dear.
Oh no, the balls are.
The 3 went right towards you.
On athletics.
Agility just to get out of the way.
No.
You want to
try Benny that. I've only spent.
I mean,
it's gonna be.
One.
It's gonna be.
See, why not waste one? The dice are like, fuck you for trying.
Fuck you for
you know
trying.
what, dude? You have 5 of them. Let's just like, you know.
All right, fine. I'll waste one more. I mean, I got a D4, so like with my -1. See, the dice are like, fuck you.
I mean, but you know what, dude? You're still paying the troll toll, and it's okay. Like,
It's true.
because sometimes that troll lets you in. Like,
Every once in a while, it's true.
3d6 plus 3. $17 damage, no armor piercing.
well, you got a boatload of protection that's on top of your
Oh
armor.
yeah, I forgot. Did you take the -8 into consideration on attacking?
It wasn't an
Oh, it
attack.
doesn't matter.
It was
It's
just
just moving.
it just
Got it.
moved. Yeah, and you just happened to be in the way.
17 damage. Well,
You have
think
mega damage armor though.
Yes, 8. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I have
Then,
8
then you just
mega
get knocked.
damage armor.
You just get knocked prone is all.
Is my is my Leyline Walker armor MDC?
No, but it stacks with the MDC protection spell
You
that you
cast
on
protection,
yourself.
so
So I'm at
yeah. This thing does not. This does not.
armor right now.
This thing does not do mega damage when it runs into you, so you take 0 damage.
Cool.
But you do get knocked prone.
That's fine.
And we got a couple more balls to move.
What? I got fucking. I went on top. I'm on top.
This one does. Luckily, does not for you guys. Does not go back to normal because I got a 1 on the D6. So it stays
man.
down.
You're rolling for reinforcements, you bastard.
It comes down
Deep
here.
striking.
The one next to Mary moves 1.
Yeah, you know what, Spike? I think, yeah, Fletcher's like, in his mind, Fletcher's thinking, you know what, Spike, you're probably right. Like, the whole demi-plane exploding on itself that she talked about, that's probably what happens if we put out all the light.
I feel like he told us to free him. We probably don't want to do what this thing wants to do. And the only action we seem to be able to take on this plane is hitting these. So feel like
I mean, I am okay with that that course of action.
I do have a smarts D10 as a character, so like
Oh wow, yeah.
my mind is already so now I'm in that other dimension, so I can think clearly here.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit smarter than that, unfortunately. The 6-month-old, the infant is smarter.
It's like in the 2012 Ninja Turtles, when they go to Dimension X, everything is so Michelangelo is the most competent person in the dimension. All right, so I think maybe I'll just telekinetically punch this ball because I don't have a knife anymore.
No, you can still punch it with a D12 plus. I mean, yeah, you can still punch it.
Like
Yeah.
boom.
I like it.
Trying to think. I'm just so everybody things that I've given them. I'm so loath to try and do something else myself and risk rolling that backlash.
You just want to punch it 3 times, or?
I kind of just want to punch 3 times. Yeah.
And punch it if you need to.
And if it goes out, punch the one that Fletcher was next to.
I was gonna say, how far away is that?
Well, you can move in
really
between.
I can hit to there. I got 20
Yeah.
things. So
Well, there you go.
I could bunch both of those, and then everybody could just attack it on their turns.
Seems good. All right.
Yeah.
Roll
You
your
really not have a
I can
gun.
pull it off. Yeah.
roll your fighting.
Yep. There's the problem.
Red's fighting rough.
All right, fighting -1 because I'm terrified of the dark. Waka 6.
Hey,
Hey, it's a raise.
I
So
punched that
D12
thing.
plus 2 plus D6 exploding.
Do
got
you
it.
have?
Boom. That's enough. It's 12.
Damn.
You needed 12. It does 12. You got 13 with the raise. Boom.
Cool. Well, I picture like to me it looks like the. And have you ever seen Super Punch Out for Super Nintendo? Where it's got that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have, but I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. You can see your hand. If I remember correctly, you can see your hands floating, but they're like wireframe,
Oh,
like
that's
see
right.
through.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So you actually manifest like sort of a semi-kinetic, like a
that's
semi.
what it looks like to me. That's how I'm picturing it in my mind, and then it happens invisibly.
Yeah. All the psionic stuff, technically in Rifts, has the if it has a visual appearance at all, it's like sort
It's
of like molten glass.
ectoplasmic?
It said like looks like molten glass or something, distortion in the air or something like that.
Right, sure, or a heat
Yeah.
or heat
Yeah.
haze.
Yep.
But the way I'm manifesting how I actually do my psychic powers is that it's like I hallucinate that it's there so hard that it actually becomes real. Like it has an effect. I can see it because I'm hallucinating and crazy all the time.
Yep.
But it just has an invisible effect on the real world.
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah, so let's go ahead and punch this thing, which looks crazy because I'm punching it from way far away, but I'm still looks like, in my mind, I'm just using my arm, like my psychic arm, and it just stretches like a cartoon, a Looney Tune over to here.
Oh yeah, he is no longer slothed or vulnerable.
It's another 6.
Yeah.
14.
And there you go.
All right, well, I'll punch him then. My crazy extendo punch.
Come on.
I mean, you get a +4. He's no longer vulnerable
Okay.
because he isn't slothed anymore. Yeah, so
Yep. So I assume this one is also turned off.
Yep.
Cool. It all looks like an arcade game in Spike's brain. So I guess I'll just punch him since I've got an extra fighting attack lined up.
Explosions.
Might as well.
Explosions everywhere. Come on.
So
Only one doing damage to him.
and then I'll let's see, T times 4. So I can communicate up to 30 inches, I believe. So psychically, so I'll be like, "It's all good. Everybody attack him now."
After you, then you.
And now everybody gets a turn to fucking fight things. So let's hope we do 1 wound among everybody. Yeah. So this is fighting against him. I get a +6, right?
yes.
Sure. Okay. I'm just gonna put that in here.
He's still vulnerable then.
Oja, I got a 9.
You're vulnerable. No, actually, it's only +4. Sorry.
Yeah.
+4.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 7.
7
That
is
is
a
just
hit.
enough to hit.
Regular hit.
Oh wow. Come
Okay,
on.
can you roll my?
Roll the damage. No.
Oh,
I'll get this.
it was not.
And I don't know how you want to trap the telekinesis because it is the mega power, but I don't know if you want the actual punch itself to be mega damage. That's kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, it's not probably, so it won't actually do anything.
No, I figured.
Oh.
But it hits him.
It was an idle attack, maybe I get,
Yeah.
but I now pave the way for everybody to be able to attack him.
All right, Fletcher, can you finish
Dude,
this
you
thing off?
are Leroy. You are Leroy Jenkins, and as a result, you get all the chicken.
No man, I'm fucking Lil Mac.
Well, Mac.
Everyone needs to be as close together as possible.
Okay, so he is still distracted because I got my trick, and he hasn't gone since I went. I'm going to try to make him vulnerable with my free action trick. By kind of like creating a essentially like kind of a glittering line that's kind of almost like a serpentine thing to kind of distract him off to one side. The dust is getting old. Like I've used that a couple times. He's used like something that's actually like living, and now he just got hit by something that he couldn't see. Like he got hit by the telekinesis. So yeah, I did the element of manipulation. Oh, that's actually only 7. Sorry, I don't know why I put the
modifiers.
That was from an attack. That was from the attacks.
Okay, let's see.
So 7, yeah, it's up to you if it's smarts to disbelieve or agility to like get out of the way so as not to have to disbelieve. I don't know. They always say just kind of whatever you think is the relevant opposing, trapping.
And if you don't know, you just use the attribute with the skill that was used against it.
Yep. So I mean, the spell casting is smarts, so that would be just the direct opposition.
We'll use smarts. Wait. No, he's not. He's distracted, right?
Oh, that
No,
might
he's
vulnerable.
do-
He's vulnerable, not distracted.
No, he is distracted. I'm doing this to make him vulnerable.
All right, so that is the right number then.
And he's got 4 wounds
dang.
too. Although, yeah, you're right. You mentioned that. Only 3 wounds for penalties.
Yeah, that's the max.
Which I like that. That makes...
I'm going to use my last penny because he's going to die here soon anyway, so let's try that again. Nope.
And dice.
Better though.
So he's vulnerable now.
Yep.
He's already
Only
shaken,
shaking
and that
the
doesn't matter,
dragon.
really. So I'm going to attack him 3 times. But, like, okay, I'm going to attack him until he dies. But if he, like, dies and there's some sort of, like, bad thing, I'm going to potentially kind of use the rest of my actions to try to get everyone close.
Okay.
And or shape change into a human so that I don't scare the bejesus out of everyone if we teleport back to the other place right away.
Yeah, because if we're all separate, it might make it
Ah,
harder
the clog came through. It's a giant dragon.
Exactly. Yeah. So I am gonna do wild attack again. So this will again be 7 and 2. Like I said, I'm gonna set the 3 attacks, but like cinematically speaking, if I kill him before that, and a giant black hole opens up, I would dramatically try to use the rest of my turn to gather everyone or get away. Keen claws.
Snicked.
Snicked. Only 16 with armor piercing 10.
He's at,
I think
I think he had 14 toughness at this point, I believe, if I remember correctly.
14. Okay, so that's not enough. That's shaken, but.
Do you want to use a Benny to reroll damage?
Oh no, I got 2 more attacks.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
25 armor piercing 10 for that
There we
second
go.
attack.
That'll do it.
That's gonna do it. So, it starts flailing around like crazy, and like parts of it like disappear and reappear. Sometimes 100 feet away from him, and like the whole.
Oh wow! I love that.
Everything is just like going nuts with reality
Damn.
around this thing right now.
So I'm gonna step back and shapeshift into my human form and get away.
You want to
maybe get close to Spike.
All right. You want to go back
and go human.
Okay. I'll let you. There you go.
I'll back up.
All right. So as the dimension is going crazy, we are going to end the combat here. But reality is falling apart as the pocket dimension is beginning to collapse in on itself.
Okay, let's go bye now.
So
Let's all get together.
and so like bits of like ground and places that you know and familiar with, like start sort of appearing in the distance or sometimes right under your feet. You'll be standing on more solid ground than you can see, but holes actually start becoming real at this point, as your own mind start filling in the gaps of what this place is supposed to be. We're going to do basically a dramatic task of you jumping between bits of land as it reappears and falls, grabbing onto things to not fall into the abyss as things fall around you.
Oh no.
Basically, at the end of this, if you make it through, you will find a doorway out of here. Otherwise, it will close and you'll all be. Who knows?
It's a good thing we're all sped up to.
Yeah. and that can last a while.
Yeah.
And my flight works in all, like, if I can take a form with wings, which I intend to, I can fly.
And we are
even in
gonna
places where flight's not normally allowed.
We're not gonna be able to do like full combat actions. This is gonna be like stuff that happens over like minutes between each row.
Yeah.
So
I figured.
we probably won't let you do multiple actions, but you can use one thing to boost whoever's gonna be the main one for the turn, and I'm gonna randomly determine who's got the most difficult like task of not falling to the end of the void, making it hard.
I mean, do we get to go into this with like my speed and boosting, trait boosting still on?
Thematically, it's all in there. The trait boost will definitely be in there.
Okay. Because like I have 20 points left. I will happily spend.
Yeah, and I've got enough magic to keep I've got enough magic to keep my elemental manipulation going.
But basically, when it comes to your like what you're doing for the dramatic task round,
that may just be thematically something that helps us.
That helps you, yeah. But then you're going to probably making some sort of straight roll to either support the main person or whatever.
Or deal with an ever-present threat or something.
Yep. And we're gonna.
So should I keep the speed on too, or should we? Speed.
Doesn't really. I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
I mean, we would be able to move faster. We would be able to run faster, but since we're like actually jumping from piece to piece, that doesn't,
Yeah,
that's what I was asking.
It may help jump some gaps and stuff. So if it thematically applies,
it would allow us to have a greater distance for a potential jump with a run up, but like no, for this no.
So I'm gonna.
Right, I was just wondering.
Spirit's good.
I was just wondering if because we went into this with something already running that's slightly applicable.
I will apply GM situational modifiers and penalties based on the whatever the task is. So.
Oh yeah, we got the spirit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the Midnight's gonna have to make the first. We're gonna do 5 rounds to get 7 successes. Is that the?
Okay.
Oh, dramatic task.
Yeah.
I'll see. I'll check it out. Yeah.
I think it's that.
Are you looking for the one that's in the middle?
Whichever one was 5 rounds.
5 is 8 tokens. 8. We have to basically 8 successes in 5 rounds.
Okay. So
that is the most difficult. That is the complex task.
Complex.
Oh,
well, this is pretty complex to survive the collapsing parallel dimension.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So, all right, Kitty, you silly girl down here. All right. So, Midnight, since it is you, we're going to draw a card to see if it's extra difficult or not. We don't want clubs. All right. So, since you have the ability to fly, think of in your character's story and history or what might terrify you the most of things that might be like flying at you or falling to knock you out of the air. You decide what visually that is that you have to dodge from getting hit and crushed by.
Well, I do remember these flaming balls of fire looked like from catapults of some sort when that yesterday guild chased me all around. I dodged them at the time, but man, that was terrifying, and the air made me take right to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got some flaming balls or something coming at you. And you're going to make your athletics check. Since you do have speed power does not help with your flight speed. Because there's basically no ground.
I am going to use. I'm going to try to assist with elemental manipulation by giving him a little bit of a gust. Maybe does that work?
That seems like a way you could help him out. We're going to limit.
Unless someone has other ideas.
We're going to take them in order. So you thought of it. We're going to assume that at this point you're close enough to be able to help him out by giving him some gusts of wind to help him fly better or whatever, blow some stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
So why don't you make your roll for that and see if you can give him some bonuses to his athletics check. All right, that'll be unless you want to use a Benny.
I don't know if I want to use a Benny because I don't necessarily want to fail.
Okay, +1. And if one more person can think of some way they might be able to help.
I guess if I still have my telekinesis going, I could maybe
Throw something in front of one of the fireballs.
Like
Yeah.
A piece of like a Roman column that somehow is there.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds
The
good.
swirling like colors. It's not dark in here anymore, so you don't have the. You might as well get rid of your dark penalty because there's colors of
Okay.
auroras and all kinds of weird stuff going on. So it's not dark anymore.
Well, if my character could speak, it would be. Well, I tell you one thing, I sure ain't scared of the dark the most anymore. But I just like look at the camera and it's like Wiley kind of just like there's like hold up the sign.
Very good.
Well, I tell you one thing, sign 1, sign 2. I'm sure not afraid of the dark anymore. Anyway. I'm tripping balls, man. That's what my character's doing. So I do a psionics roll for that. What am I doing?
Telekinesis.
Roll? Athletics.
Because you're throwing an object in front of a fireball, so the fireball doesn't hit midnight. Just use that strength of your D12 plus 2 to try to shove it in front of the fireball.
Yeah, just give your strength, your personal strength, enough temporary increases to make it D12 plus 2, and then just roll that.
Or I can roll it for you here with just typing it in, if that seems good to you. D12 exploding plus 2.
And the 2 adds to the wild die, actually, just for future reference.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until recently.
It does.
Yeah, like they all do.
I didn't actually get both of them, did it? That's the D12. It didn't actually roll the D6, so I'll roll that here. I didn't put it on the right line or what? Something. It didn't like it.
Well, that.
Do you want to use a Benny?
Yes, I sure do.
2. What was that? How is it a 1?
I don't know. It did not. Well, it's a 3, and they're both.
Gotcha.
3.
Oh, go say the 1 on both of them.
Yeah, I think I need to put a carriage.
I'll roll for that.
All right, there we go. So
12 and 12.
12 and 12. So you got
24.
That maxes
Plus
out.
2.
That's plus 2, so plus 3.
God damn it.
2, and then we're gonna cap it there. So midnight, you get an athletics of plus 3.
Hooray!
2. It's only 1 token, and you need 8 and 5 rounds. Do you want to Benny that to try to do better?
I think I will this round. Let's start
You
off.
should maybe convict 2. I don't know. Maybe not this round. But
Right, but yes, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
yeah.
Hey, that is.
Hey, that's
2 of them.
All right, that's round 1.
so.
I'm gonna just put two bennies out on the table here to keep track of it. Let's make those
R1 EOT.
All right, there we go. 2 of them. Next round, we're gonna roll another D4. See who's. Probably should do D3 at this point. So number 3, Spike. While you were concentrating on that, you didn't realize that the platform that you were standing on was sinking into the void, and now the only way that you can see to get out of here is either to. I think you can cast fly, right? So you can either cast fly.
Can I pick myself up with my telekinesis?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I think that's why there's a separate flight power. So
Actually, no. Actually, I believe telekinesis allows you to move even yourself. Although I'm AFK. You like, if it's possible, he has just enough strength that he could probably move himself pretty easily. But I don't know.
I'm not, it says including one's telekinesis is the ability to move objects or creatures, including oneself, with arcane will.
Interesting.
Oh,
And I only weigh 60 pounds or something.
You weigh 55 pounds, probably 70 with everything you've got.
Yeah, I have 14 pounds worth of stuff on. So.
And D12 plus 2 is 250 for just your basic unencumbered load.
Yeah. So I can pick myself up with my telekinesis.
Okay.
All
right. And
but
vigor roll to survive picking yourself up.
Crush yourself in a psionic fist, trying to hold yourself.
Well, actually, I mean, it might be I don't know, a psionics roll or a strength roll of that strength to to lift yourself or maneuver. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
I just don't know.
I will probably, because it's so chaotic, moving yourself through all the craziness would be at a... Did I draw a card for you yet or not?
no.
Okay. You could use the D12 plus 2, but it'd be minus 2 to control yourself through all this, where like psionics roll straight to just cast fly on yourself and just fly around all the craziness going on. You can choose which one you want to do.
Okay. Sorry. What was I going to have to?
You get
roll?
to choose between rolling the strength of D12, not the plus 2, or whatever your psionics roll is, to cast fly on yourself and use that to maneuver. And we'll just use your psionics roll. So whichever's better for you.
I'll use my psionics roll. I can. I'll just end my telekinesis then. So I don't have to keep paying for it.
So it is falling, and a lot of other stuff's falling with you. So the challenge is like flying through basically the same kind of situation, flying up away from the swirling portal beneath you.
Sure, sounds good.
Does anybody got anything that they can thematically help out with? And just because I'm going to be, you can't do the same assistance as you did before. Midnight, what do you got?
I don't know. I mean, maybe psionic.
I mean, you could boost. Wait, can they boost my psionics?
They could thematically do that, but all they'd be doing is giving you bonuses to your roll.
Mary potentially could.
I'll do that.
So you could do boost it, but all you're gonna do is just gonna try to get a success or raises on your spell casting.
Sure, why not?
It doesn't actually boost my psionics.
Nope. We're not.
Okay.
We're just more doing kind of like
for
like
flavor, sure. Just like that's it. Sure.
I mean,
I appear to be lagging. Like, oh, there we go. I shall use my free reroll for such a spell.
I mean, Midnight has wings too. Midnight can fly.
Midnight might be able to blow something up.
Yeah, I mean, I could do like the.
There we go. Take your +2.
Still hasn't come through on our side yet, but.
I mean, Midnight could.
You say you got.
I got a 3 and a 1, and then on my reroll I got a 13 and a 2.
A 13.
I'm not seeing it come through yet.
So yeah, +2.
Yeah, they haven't come through yet, but.
Why the heck?
You're
I think
crazy.
it's a slow day.
But we'll take it. And what was going to be the second assist?
Could I maybe just cinematically act as like a little swinging point? Like I'm already flying above him since he was
Yeah, he gets
boosting me
partway
from
through,
below,
and you're
you
going to try
said.
to help him the rest of the
There we
way.
go. Nice.
Right.
Nice.
He
Easy.
jumps a little bit, and I can try to toss him up to the next ledge.
Yeah, or catch him or something. Yeah.
Cinematic, or something like that.
Yep. Well, we'll just have you make another athletics roll for supporting on this.
Okay.
Cool. Need a little help from the guy with wings.
I'll do.
So we got a total of
It's a
plus
+3
three
overall?
to your.
+3.
I mean, you'll make your psionics
Okay.
roll with a +3.
All right.
I'm too busy sprouting some wings myself. Making a.
Hey,
yeah.
9.
I'm gonna do my free reroll
Why? You got a 9, dude.
because we need to get 8 successes,
Okay.
and I have +4 right now.
We have 5 chances.
11. See, it was no. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Damn, so close.
So close.
Yeah.
But no, we have 4 tokens for.
Didn't hurt anything.
We have
either.
half of them, and we're through less than half.
Yeah.
True.
You're ahead of the game
So
right now.
it's between Mary Arkham and myself for the. Are you going to do basically like?
I'm gonna
It's-
do a D2 on this one between you two. Yeah.
And then once everyone's gone once, it's a wild.
Yep.
It's on that
No, it's
5th round. It's
Minnie.
up to.
It's
okay.
obviously Minnie trying to get us out.
All right. So Fletcher, it is you. We'll draw you a card and see if there's any additional complications. No, there is
no,
not.
Please no.
I'm gonna have you. Do you have any sort of creature that you like would fear as even as a dragon hatchling, like that you would not want to encounter or be like nervous about encountering, or maybe you did, or maybe your parents did and you're remembering it?
You know, honestly, he would sort of be secretly terrified of just like mobs of coalition dead boys, basically. Just the part and parcel infantry. Like the first experience he had, even before the Tomorrow Legion, was with some of those guys and him just basically having to kill them quickly because he just instinctively know they were bad. And he's been scared of the coalition. So yeah.
All right.
Bunch of fucking dead boys, man.
You find yourself, as you're running through, trying to avoid all the chaos of the pocket dimension collapsing, you find yourself somehow standing in a small piece of ground in front of Castle Refuge. And you are surrounded on all sides by like hundreds of dead boys and spider skull walkers.
Oh, wow.
And they open fire on you. So you got a couple choices here. You can try to get away with it, just dodge it with an agility roll. Or you could use your spirit to try to disbelieve that it's even happening.
I mean, I've got the exalted boost spirit, so or the greater boost spirit. So like, I would probably be. I'm ruthlessly efficient enough to try to disbelieve, and I'm curious enough to see if I can. So yeah, I'm going to try to disbelieve.
So, is there anything? Anybody else
like,
can think
I
of
will
to help?
through the mind link, I will just sort of be mentioning like, this can't be real. None of this is real. There's something else beyond this. Like,
Most likely going to be some
stuck
sort of social, like check, like for to encourage.
I shall do a persuasion roll.
Yeah, so I'm like, yes, it's not real. You can get through this. You
It's
see him down there.
-2, but it's -2.
And
but
from where
hey,
you are,
roll
you
it.
can definitely tell that it's not real. It's more solid to him.
I believe the spirit world, so maybe it's only a -1.
Yeah, you can try to persuade him that yes, he's right. It's not real.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yes, I'm not as cool as you think I am, or I'm not as cool as you don't think I'm as cool as I am. Oh wow,
5. That would.
I'm gonna use one of my bennies because I already have 6 of the damn thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use?
that's
some of these,
probably a
please?
nice one.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. We roll and
Maybe get a raise.
I ran out of breath.
It's not coming through yet.
Fine.
While we're waiting for the roll, does anybody, either two, have an
Wow.
idea how to help Fletcher disbelieve that he's surrounded by the entire coalition army?
I mean, I could try persuasion, I guess.
I could try
We've had
empathy.
empathy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. That could be the other one.
And be like, hey man, I do all the time. Don't worry about it.
It'll go away. Just imagine something else.
All right.
Okay, look at this.
And the way that empathy works, yeah, I mean, realistically, it's
Mhm.
kind of just is sort of a +1 with a success and a +2 with a raise. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like technically, empathy just adds to persuasion rules, but
Yeah.
can
no,
we?
interaction,
Yeah,
I believe.
we're gonna
Yeah.
It's like
roll it all the way down to just you casting that. And
Oh, there it is.
okay, so Mary
I am-
Arkham's persuasion is still Mary Arkham's second persuasion is still rolling through.
No, I got it. It says 9
Yep, it's a 9.
I see it.
is the reroll.
Oh,
Adam, if you're talking on Discord, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
you did persuade good +2. Spike's doing an psionics roll.
Yep.
Thematically trapped his empathy to feel it and talk him through it.
I just get him to roll with it. Any minuses to this?
Nope.
5, 8.
+4. We're maxed out. All right,
Okay.
Fletcher. Do your
I rather than turn into a dragon and sort of take evasive maneuver, I'm instead going to just stand and laugh and say this is not real.
Yeah, you do.
Hey!
Yeah, you do.
3.
And I
7.
technically
You
get
didn't
the
get that
roll, but I'm not going to risk it. Because if I get the critical fail, we have to take the critical.
Yeah.
So instead, we will 7
Yeah,
Seven,
that's
eight.
great.
now, or
All right.
8.
And
Yep.
now it's.
Oh, I forgot because I had the fucking boost trait earlier.
Yes, you said you were going to maintain it, and you
Yep.
can make it last for minutes.
Yep.
There
So-
you go.
I figure.
And I'm also keeping the what's it called going as well. The
I figure after this dramatic task, we'll just say I'm down to basically 0. Because empathy only costs 1
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah.
Mary, we're gonna draw you a card
Oh,
here.
boy.
It's a club.
It is,
Yep,
of course.
of course it is.
Of course, it's a club.
But
I
you've got
clarify
conviction-
this if you were, but would Mary be completely freaked out if like a bunch of like giant Care Bears were like trying to like hug you and like tell you how much they love you?
No.
No.
Like living bears.
Okay. I was just trying something like opposite of like undeath, something like really happy and lovey and
She's still a girl.
Right,
She's just
stuffed
Okay.
animals that've been
Okay.
animated.
like
by,
maybe
you
if they
know.
were exhibiting just like immense amounts of life force or something.
well, because you don't really like living people. So how about like a cocktail party, and like you have to like give a little like
Preschool in Western Nebraska. I mean, that's filled with a bunch of stupid drooling children,
yeah.
and
yeah, no, that was she. Would
she
like
has
that.
absolutely no patience for the living, and even less patience for the ignorant. So, like,
For,
maybe
yeah,
the other way
no,
around. I'm not
all
sure.
their
All right.
children.
Yeah, so it's like you're like stuck in like some spelling bee with a bunch of dumb kids at school,
They have
and they're
they have
struggling, and
three
it's
letter
just
words.
basically watching them struggle. These dumb kids struggle with spelling like simple words, and it's just your patience to not flip out because you feel as you get mad or impatient about it. The walls around this auditorium that you're in for the spelling bee like crushes and people start like getting really angry at you, but you can't do anything about it. So it's going to be you just making a spirit check at -2 to keep calm.
Keep calm and prosper.
Keep calm through this stupid spelling bee illusion that you're in.
Oh. Of course, I have a boost. Still got the boost from him, so.
Yep.
That was beforehand. Does anyone want to help me through this spelling bee?
Any of our assists will take the club penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's going to be at a -2.
I mean, and there isn't really a penalty for failure, but there is a penalty for critical failure.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I could do the same thing.
Force it. We can't just brute force it because I have that many bennies.
Yeah, and you are already
you kind of
boosted in
are
your
kind of
spirit,
pretty independent
so-
on this kind of thing. I don't know what we could do to help you. You know, like
I could cast empathy on you again too, but I don't know.
You could
Maybe
or when it's Mary's turn to go up and do her word, and it says a really hard one, you can make a smarts roll to help her spell it.
I think I'll just go with the spirit.
Yeah.
That's even dumber.
well, hey, yeah, Fletcher will definitely be like whispering from the crowd. Yeah, I would make a smarts roll to try to spell.
I mean, I actually have a D8
I've got
in
speak
American.
languages going on, so
I actually have a D8 in American, so.
Why? Okay.
Because I wanted to put it into. I have a D10 in common knowledge. I just thought they're smart skills, and I have a D10 in smart, so I thought it'd be funny to give them really good skills.
Yeah. So that's what
But my spirit's actually much better than my smart. So.
Yeah. No, you're still gonna make a spirit roll, but to get through the
do
whole.
I just make?
Right.
Should I make a smarts roll or like a silent
Smarts or academics, either one.
Because I've got speak languages, so I can speak and read anything. And I only got the success, so it's just a D8 language.
Yeah. It's a weird mystical thing. I don't know if it actually can help you spell it.
Okay.
Like
I could do common knowledge or
you
smarts.
could read it, but you wouldn't actually be able to say the letters back probably, unless you actually knew the language that well.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, so which smarts are common?
I'll let you pick whichever's better. So.
I mean, smarts is way better.
So do that at -2 because of the club.
Yep.
There's some
Quick.
There's some drooling kid next to you, like poking at you, and you're distracting while you're doing it. But
I'm not going to risk trying to re-roll that, but the word. Fletcher's pretty sure. He at least whispers it like he whispers the right word. It may not be as quiet as it could have been.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're trying to help cheat by helping Mary spell the word when she's up there.
It's just I know she knows. I know she knows, and she knows that I know she knows. So.
Well, you say as she's getting upset, some of the people in the crowd are getting very angry, like threatening to her. So you could try to, one of you could try to intimidate the crowd to leave her alone.
I mean, I can't just do the same thing again, right? I can't just cast empathy on her.
Nope, you got to come up with a different idea.
Yeah. You could puppet some people to get them to be on her side. You could puppet the judge.
I mean, I have a billion spells, so one of them surely can do something.
Confusion.
Oh yeah,
Confusion puppet. Like
I could boost.
Smarts of the kids who are taking forever on these easy words, so they actually.
Yeah, I could boost her smarts, I guess.
No, I'm using spirit.
Yeah.
I know, but
he's just talking thematically.
Yeah, because
it's just going to give you a bonus to that anyway.
Well, at this point, Mary's got through her really hard word. She's got through her really hard word.
Yeah, so can I just boost her smarts essentially thematically to?
I think you'd be boosting some of the other kids' smarts. because she's already got her word done, and
Oh.
the biggest threat right now is her losing her patience with these idiots.
Okay. Well, I can't really boost her spirit again.
No, I say you.
Well, no, but like you would still be giving her the bonus just by like at least bringing someone to the table that she sees as competition and like cooling down.
Yeah, that's how you're helping.
She's essentially losing the battle against her temper, not the spelling words. You know,
You're
like,
boosting someone else.
Yeah, you can boost smarts,
To kinda
just
give
not
her
on
a
Mary.
buffer.
You're gonna boost these other dumb kids.
Okay. Sure.
because at the end, it's all thematic, so it's not like
Sure. Right. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's fun.
So you have to realize that the illusion, we're all wearing the same stuff. So I am totally at the spelling bee riding Garfield.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but like, and that's not even what they're mad about, dude.
yeah.
I'll.
They hate you because they
Alright.
hate you. Like,
You're right.
I made the kids around you smarter.
Yeah, you
Now
get,
you're not in such a terrible
so they're
place.
getting through their easy words faster. So like it's
Yeah.
All right, Mary, you've got a plus. What we got? 3 altogether. Looks like.
So-
You-
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I forgot to put in the -2, but I still got the raise on it.
yep. Plus
yes,
3
you
to
did.
your
And I did
spirit
put in the
check
-2. So.
to not let the
So +1
anger of the
overall.
situation drive you
Yep.
mad.
Well, that's all we need.
Yep. That's a success.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hooray.
All right.
could
We
reroll
still
if you wanted.
we still have to go through one more round though in case there's a crit fail.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I might as well use a Benny then.
No, you don't have to use a Benny. You get a free reroll from my greater boost.
Oh God, I
Spirit.
do, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just get a free reroll. Well, it's exactly the same.
No, you know what? That's the greatest part about it. That's the
I
greatest
get-
part about
All
it.
right.
Next, we're like, no, this is your roll.
All right. So what? A D4 to see what it is,
Yeah.
or are we
Yeah.
just going to do some sort of collective?
We're gonna actually. I have an idea. Who is the slowest?
Me, almost certainly.
Then it's gonna be
I've
you.
already
So,
done
So you actually
My
can
pace
see
is
at the
6.
end of a long hallway of
My pace is 6.
at the end of a long hallway, you can actually see the reactor room, and it's just but the tunnel is slowly collapsing, like getting smaller and smaller, and nobody else is going to be able to help you this time. Everybody else has managed to get out, and you're lagging behind.
Great.
So you're just gonna have to
Come on,
make.
fight.
So you have to make an athletics check.
Great.
No penalty. And basically don't crit fail this, otherwise you're gonna get trapped in the pocket dimension.
I am.
You make it out!
fucking James, I am fucking
You are behind that wall.
and springing through it at the last minute. That's 2 more successes. Let's call it 10, ladies and gentlemen, and we're out.
And you make it back into the real world.
Remember what I said? I'm the most competent person in that. I'll never be that good again.
Exactly.
Never be that good again. But damn it. Pulled it off.
Well, that was unpleasant.
Well, we killed whatever that was. Let's hope that Kelly gets it
Like,
free either.
how long did that whole interlude take, roughly? Between like getting to meet the big shadowy guy and then the dramatic task.
It doesn't matter because the time runs
Difference
differently
is
there.
just like
Oh,
we were
gotcha.
gone like 2 seconds.
To you, it could have. And each individual one of you may have felt like it took a different amount of time, even though you're all there at the same time, even during the fight.
Gotcha.
But you've only been gone like 5 seconds, which you'll find out like, geez, that was fast. Did it even work? And she's like, Minnie like touches the thing, and does her psychic stuff on the machine again. I'm like, okay, I guess the clog's done. It's gone. Wow.
It moves faster there than it does here. We were stuck there for days last time.
Yeah. And it's like, well, it's running on low power, but I don't think we even need to shut it down. The clog is done. Everything is balancing out properly. It's not putting out a lot of power, but yeah, I think we're good.
Stuck in there. Probably find a way to make sure creatures don't get stuck in there and cause this to happen again.
Well, as long as nobody messes with the controls, I think if we turn this up, it's going to start trying to tap more dimensions again, and somebody crank the knob to 11 probably, effectively, and access one too many dimensions and it opened the wrong one.
Can we trust that you will not make the same mistake, ma'am?
Well, you can trust me. I wouldn't trust Percy, though. What? And he's like, whoa, what? Yeah, fine. I think the best is we can feed some of this back into the town, and give everybody a bunch of free energy. I won't even take any from my company. I need workers and people to sell it to, and happy people going to clubs and enjoying things on their days off.
Keep Jacoby supplied, and I think the entertainment and money will solve itself.
Y'all owe that town quite a lot. You put them through hell.
You know, he keeps saying it was me that did it. I had nothing to do with it. It's lucky that
I'm talking about all y'all. You knew about this, and you didn't tell nobody. And y'all let it get out of hand.
Well, maybe we could have been more proactive. We didn't want to cause a panic.
Well, town's going to be considerably less people now.
And it's going to take a while to convince people to come back that it's safe again.
Well, you know, the Tomorrow Legion, there's a fairly large number of experts in regards to infrastructure and construction. Heck, they might even know things about this machine that, you know, you don't know. Perhaps at least a limited partnership with them might produce positive results for both parties.
I will be
Fletcher says, it's really matter of fact, like, you guys have definitely, like, you used our help, you needed our help. Like, we'll offer it, but, you know, on opposite sides of the same level table.
Well, you had, I believe, when we talked earlier, that you had mentioned possibly needing equipment. I happen to have some connections to get you some discounted Bandito arms equipment, weapons, power armor, medical supplies.
What was the request from our commander? I think he had a separate request also.
I think it was raw materials from the mine.
Oh, it was the crystals. Yeah, the crystals that they've actually been mining out. That.
Yeah. So he can definitely help provide some of that, and he has connections to Bandito Arms to get any other supplies your Legion needs.
Oh, that's good.
Fletcher pats the big bore revolver on his hip, and he says, "They make good stuff."
They sure do.
Ha.
Yep. I assumed as much. Like, you may be beyond detection, but I can see right through.
Yeah.
Fletcher doesn't say that out loud, but he tips his hat and has a look on his.
he's way off guard at the moment, so he's not very good at keeping that little Freudian slip from coming out. Well, I think we'll wrap today's session up. I think that's a good place. You have saved
that's perfect.
the town of New Durango from whatever horrible thing, that demon coming through potentially, or sucking New Durango into that pocket dimension. Who knows what actually would have happened, but it couldn't have been good.
It could very much well have been terrible, and that is something we want.
Eldritch Beast number 3012.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Interdimensional plumbers have saved the day.
That's right.
So
We are Mario's, man.
Start Mario quintuplets, quadruplets. Mario quadruplets.
We have learned that it is hard to turn down the output of a transdimensional energy reactor when there is a big clog in the form of an Eldritch Beast preventing the pocket dimension from collapsing and shutting off that source of energy. So you cleared it out. You've made connections to get Bandito's equipment at a reduced price. Probably tomorrow Legion will likely be able to set up a small outpost in New Durango. And
Oh yeah, that's why we're here.
and
I mean, we had several, but yeah, I mean, those are good things. I mean, the town is definitely absent some people right now, and having the Tomorrow Legion people show up and start spending money, that's always, that buys a lot of goodwill.
That does.
I think didn't I say, like, when we first got here, well, a ghost town is a great place to set up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and even you can even get some of these nice crystals that are good for Techno-Wizard devices too.
Yeah.
So. And we have reaffirmed our place as Team Hammer. When you need something hammered, we can deal with it. Yeah. Otherwise, God, what are we doing here?
You are what you are good at.
Yeah.
So
we are not Team Science. This is science.
Nope. You go clog. You clear out the clog. Well, let the scientists do their thing. So.
Yeah.
Where am I looking for here?
We will need some people to come back in the future. Maybe, I mean, honestly, I feel like a shifter would have no problem.
Yeah, no. A shifter would have just been able to whoop. Like, that's just, that was their mission.
Yeah, it would have been a lot different if one of you had a shifter or maybe a ley line walker.
Now I want to see Kevin Hart next to fucking Yao Ming.
I mean, realistically, like a shifter would have probably made a deal with it. Like, been like, hey, man, I know this other demi-plane, you'd do really awesome.
You'd be way better here, yeah.
You'd be way better off in this other place, and they'll let you eat brains. Like, I mean, everyone in that dimension is a zombie, but I mean, zombie brains is better than no brains. Am I wrong, dude? And the alien eldritch creature in an ageless language that transcends comprehension would say, "You're not wrong, dude. You're just an asshole."
That's right.
Is the stream done?
We are still going live out to the people at the moment.
Hello.
Sorry. Yes.
No, we're good.
I think throughout the entire battle, it hit us once, and that shook us.
Yeah, and it didn't. It had plenty of attacks, but it got slowed down by what it was, able to be affected by. None of your characters would have known this, but if you had tried to like puppet it or directly connect with its mind or anything like that, it wouldn't have worked and probably would have been bad for you to try to do.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I didn't try it.
So you didn't try any. You didn't try any of the stuff. There was plenty of like traps for you to go in, and yeah. If you'd hit all four of those orbs, there was a chance.
That's why I was just trying to punch it.
Came out into the other world and been freed. So you did good.
You said if I hit the 4 orbs, it would free it.
Yeah, there was a chance that it could have made it through. So you were on. You got it all. You found out its weakness there. Dropped its toughness down by 5 every time that you deactivated one of those.
That was cool. I didn't think of. I never. I didn't. I guess. I mean, you numerous times spoke the math.
Yeah.
And even typed it in a couple times, but I didn't ever really think about that. I mean, you did a really good job of having it just sort of like. I mean, you described it really well.
We
great.
could have died right
was
there
really
at the
fun.
beginning, though, because it went first, and Mel was nice enough to only attack us once.
Yeah, it was still kind of waking up at that point, so it used one
Yeah,
action to
thank
sort of
you.
like, oh, there's somebody here.
We're all grouped together, and
Yeah, that tentacle
this thing
smash
has-
could have been bad if it could have hit.
yeah.
I just want to say one more time, fuck yeah, Spike, pull that off, fucking.
Wild card bitches.
Almost let it go free.
That 11 and 10.
Wild card bitches.
All right.
Just enough so that we could spank its bare bottom, but not enough so that it could run away.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. I believe the next time we do this, we're going to have somebody else taking over on the GM side of things again.
Some time will have passed, regardless.
Yeah,
So
we have no
will see
idea what
where
it's going to
everyone
look
is.
like at this point, but tune in next time. This has been Risk for Savage Worlds via Roll20 at roll20.net, playing Risk for Savage Worlds, my Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Check them out at peginc.com. And for all kinds of original Riffs goodness, check out Palladium Books at palladiumbooks.com. See you in the future, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye.